Morning. I'm doing things backwards today. Trying. Oh, okay. Good. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit, Batman. You guys are awake like that? Fuck me. I wanted to go back to bed. Well, good morning. This is plugged in. That's plugged in. Oh, that is plugged in. I just got itchy armpits. Hold on. I almost showered first. I almost went back to bed. And then I'm like, you know what? YouTube's going to be real quiet. I'm just going to go on. And you guys are already like, hey, Courtney, hey. Oh, my God. Good morning. Fucking early birds. Just like me. Been waiting. Been waking. Oh, my gosh, I know, me too. The kids' bus has been coming earlier, so it comes at like 6:25 now. Oh, no, 6:30. So they got to leave the house by like 6:20, 6:25. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back to bed. I'm like, be real quiet. I just went upstairs, like, grab my like ice and stuff and my coffee, and everybody's like still sleeping. So I'm like, do I take a shower now? Or do I take one in a little while? But I think I'm going to take one right before my doctor's appointment, because I was taking this, I'm almost positive I have a UTI. I'm hoping it's not more than a UTI. And so you know how you take over the counter like those cranberry things? But they stain yellow. So I'm like, what the fuck? It's the first time I've taken them. So I'm like, every time I wipe, it's still yellow. I'm like, this shit is staining my coochie. So I decided to wait on the shower until my doctor's. Oh no, Sandy, awful. I wish him luck. Yeah, I've been hurting for days. I hope I don't have to go back in for surgery. We talked about it on the phone yesterday. I don't know yet, so I won't know until today. So I thought like I was just overdoing it, and if I have to go back in for surgery, it's not because I overdid it, and it's not because of the surgeon. It's just, it happens. So it'd be nice if I just had symptoms of a UTI, but it's more than just symptoms of a UTI. So we shall see. We'll keep you guys posted. So I put too much cream in my coffee this morning. Hate when I do that. It didn't look like a lot. It didn't look like a lot. Yeah, it's just Starbucks coffee with and I typically don't do cream, but the last camping trip when we did Tenter, somebody brought this cream and it was called I don't remember the name of it, but it's not a heavy cream. It's got to be a heavy cream. It's got a picture of an ice cream, French vanilla ice cream on it in a waffle cone. But it's like a dessert cream. And then I have cold foam on it because I got addicted to the cold foam. So, yeah. That's me coffee. But again, too much cream. I'm not big on cream. I woke up when I'm crazy dreams, but I literally woke up singing Selena Gomez again. Take away your things and go. I'm not one to forget. And I want to say it's the same thing. I'm so sick of that same old love. That shit, it tears me up. So it drives me nuts when I wake up to songs like that. I'm like, there's no way. Oh, that looks like a little eye. Could be Eye of a Storm. No, it doesn't. I apologize for yawning. It was either sit in bed for an hour or so, like I did yesterday before I come on YouTube. And then I'm going to start the read. I'll chat with you guys for a little while, maybe like 10 minutes tops, and then we'll get right into the read. I'm like waiting for my medicine to kick in. But, take away your things and go. Yeah. It's driving me fucking bananas. That shit is bananas. Bananas. Oh. Apple juice is good for internal healing. Yeah, I'm not big on juice. I wish I liked it. If I like any juice, it's apple. I like the white peach cranberry juice by Ocean Spray. It's really like the only one I like. And juice is just so tat to me. It's like, it's just tat. So, I'm not big on juice. Yeah, I hope I get better too. I will not be happy if I have to have another surgery. It is what it is though, guys, right? So, I'm nervous, so I don't want to talk about it. If I have to have surgery, this one scares me. So, let's hope it's just not that, and it's because they kept putting catheters in me, you know? So, hoping for the best. Oh. And I'll be fucking livid if I gotta go get my nail polish taken off again. You know what I mean, Chili Beans? I won't do it. I will protest. So, yeah, slow down. Yeah, no, I do need to slow down, but it's not that. Like, if I have to have surgery, it's not something I did, and it's not something the surgeon did. It's something that actually happens, and it's a high percentage rate for that stuff to happen, especially with, previous scarring in certain stuff. So, hoping for the best, though. And I didn't even know, like, again, I didn't do that much research on my surgery. Just didn't feel the need to. I wasn't trying to get scared. So I didn't know the bladder takes 8 to 10 weeks to heal, compared to, like, that's the last thing that heals. So I'm like, what? I don't even understand. Like, why are you even touching the fucking bladder? Like, I don't know. But I do remember her saying, like, in the pre-op, I do remember her saying, if we think there's anything wrong with the bladder, I'll go in and scan it, yada, yada. I was like, okay. Again, didn't do research. Not like that. You know what I mean? I know what they're taking out. So be it. I don't want to think about it too much, and it is what it is. So it could be one out of 3 things that it's really common after a hysterectomy. So I had to go to the doctor's later. Symptoms came on. The symptoms really started Friday, but the urine thing started yesterday, and it was too late, and she wouldn't call me in a prescription because of the fact that they wouldn't let me leave the hospital until I could go to the bathroom. I had a lot of issues going to the bathroom, and they emptied my bladder twice with a catheter. So I don't fucking know, guys. And she's had surgery all morning, so she's actually scooting over to the doctor's office in between surgery just to see me, because it's not my pre-op. So I'm like, ugh. So hoping for the best, But along with all the other symptoms that really weren't a red flag to me. And there's different, like, stages too, so I don't know, guys. I really don't want to think about it, because this one scares me. This surgery would be even longer. So I'm just like, tell me this is not happening. I'll find out in a few hours. Fresh turmeric, yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have turmeric pills. I think I even have like a turmeric tincture. Is that one turmeric? Cut fresh turmeric. Yeah, I think the last time I was doing with the vitamin things, I ended up buying things in like tinctures. Because I have a hard time like swallowing pills. Like even at my age, like I still gag. Um, so I mix that type of stuff in with my greens, depending on the day. Yeah, they told me not to stop. They told me to stop taking certain stuff and only Tylenol on certain stuff. So I don't know if this is like an emergency surgery. I'm thinking like, oh, I don't think it would be the same day, guys. That would be bananas. But it might be like the following day. If it's even necessary. So, and again, I don't even know if my doctor would perform it. See what I'm saying? So it's a lot to even think about. Your bladder dropped after you had your kids and 5, my baby. Oh my girl. There's 2 kids after. God love her. My mom's bladder dropped after she had us kids. Yeah, it's not a bladder prolapse. If anything, it would be like a different type of prolapse. There's 3 different prolapses in my case. So, and it's just, and the odds are high. The odds are really high. It's like 50% or 64% of women after a hysterectomy, like the doctor didn't discuss those odds because it's not that common, but it's fucking common. Like the odds are high, you know? And if your muscles are weaker, and they don't know if your muscles are weaker or not. I mean, they ask you if you work your abs, they ask you stuff like that. But with all my surgeries and my C-sections, those muscles all there, they're not strong like that. You can't strengthen muscles with scar tissue on them. So I don't fucking know, guys. I'm just really hoping it's a UTI. That's all. But with all the other symptoms going on, and me thinking I just overdid it. Yeah, but Friday night too, I felt like I had a fever, and I actually checked my temperature and I didn't have one. But how can I have a temperature if I'm on Tylenol and Motrin, right? And then Saturday night, I felt like I had a fever too. And I just stayed in and relaxed. And then I went to the grocery store and I really thought I overdid it. But to the point where I almost came home and cried, And then I'm like, so I'm just putting like 2 and 2 together. And I'm like, oh, this is a lot more pain than like surgery. So again, I just thought I overdid it, But when the doctor's like, well, you can't rule out this and you can't rule out that, and you never know. Because typically a UTI would come on quicker after surgery, not almost 2 weeks later. So for 2 weeks later, for something to just drop drastically, hey, it could still be a UTI, guys. So just hoping for the best. I just thought it was strange that she's like, well, it could be this too. And it's like, did you purposely try to freak me out? And no, they're not purposely trying to freak you out, but doctor's office was closing and they need to be extremely, cautious with that stuff. And then me in my head, I started putting things together and stuff started happening Friday. But again, is it normal to get a UTI symptoms on Friday and not feel it until Tuesday? 5 days? I don't think so. That shit usually kicks in right away, right? Yeah, so there's something going on. But again, and if it is like a prolapse, like certain like stages, sometimes they can do mesh, sometimes they can do other things, or sometimes they can fix it through abdominal exercises. But that's not going to be my situation because I just had surgery. So I can't opt for option A, B, or C. It's called surgery room, operation room. You know what I mean? I don't have options like that because I had a surgery. Like some people can actually fix certain stages by doing certain exercises or inserting certain stuff. I'm like, you can't make this shit up. So again, if that's what's happening, it's not my fault and it's not the surgeon's fault. It just happens, So I'm just hoping for the best because, you should never Google, but I Googled and the surgery is a lot longer. Recovery is longer. Well, yeah. And then the recovery is longer because I also have a surgery on top of another surgery. So let's just hope it's only one surgery. But it doesn't make much sense to, symptoms start on Friday and we're Wednesday. 5 days out, I'm pretty sure UTI symptoms come on like that. But I could be wrong. I don't get that many UTIs. So hoping for the best. Hoping for the best. Oh, I will not be happy. Anyway, who the fuck would be happy, right? So, oh. A couple more sips of my coffee, and then I'm gonna try to go pee. And then we can start. I initially put water. It was just 22, and by the time I said it, it was 22, 23. Yeah, I'm going to attempt to go to the bathroom before we do this. It might take me a second because I just took the pills again. But those pills are amazing. I've never taken those little cranberry pills. But it doesn't really kick in full-fledged until like the first or second pee. It got me through the night, so I can't complain. So I'm just waiting for my bladder to talk to me. Good morning. We're hoping everything is okay. We're just talking about prolapses and, we're just hoping for the best, and I just have a UTI. But I had bladder complications after my surgery. So we can't rule out that it's major instead of minor. And doctors are no joke when it comes to like after surgery. Like they don't Like, meaning, like, they don't mess around. Like, they'll tell you, like, it could be this, it could be that. Like, you know how, like, if you didn't have surgery, they would have been like, "Oh, don't Google it, don't worry about it, this and that." Like, after surgery, no, it's not like that. It's like, well, it could be this. What are your symptoms? Or is it like, so they take it more seriously, obviously. You know what I mean? Um, so but you know what's weird with my bladder? I know, like, intestines and bladder and certain things fill the uterus cavity and certain stuff before, like, the vaginal wall. But my bladder, every time they scanned it, was, like, drastically in 2 different places. They're like, "Wait, it's way over here?" And I'm like, they're like, "Oh, it's only like 20%. Like, when's the last time you went to the bathroom?" I'm like, "Well, last time they scanned my bladder," and I was high on drugs, right? But I'm like, "They were, like, way over here." And she's like, "Well, no, that's not where bladder sits." And I'm like, "Well, I'm telling you that's where they scanned it." But I didn't think much of that either because it kept moving. The bladder kept moving, which I think is completely normal to shift, especially after surgery and me getting up and everything being vulnerable. And but when I talked to the nurse yesterday, she's like, "Yeah, no, you had bladder something, right? Like, there was a name for it." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't know, like, I had a diagnosis in my chat. Like, nobody filled me in, like, when I left the hospital. I just knew I couldn't pee until I left the hospital." I mean, it was brutal for days. They had to keep putting catheters in me over the night. It was just, and guys, that was the one thing I said to you. I'm like, "Please, just no catheters. Please, just no catheters." It's like, oh fuck. My intuition was already telling me, "Oh, don't worry, Courtney. It's just gonna be, you just get loaded up with multiple catheters." By the time I put the third one in, I'm like, "Can you fucking just leave it in?" You know? But anywho, let's, hoping for the best. I don't know how many times I can say that. I just didn't realize afterwards. Why are we not getting pamphlets on all the things that can happen afterwards? Because, I mean, I guess it's not that common, but with the statistics being so fucking high, how is that not a thing? You know? Maybe because I mean, you always have that chance. And it's funny. There was 2 people at work actually said to me, they're like, "Well, what about this?" And mentioned something about a prolapse or something. And I was like, "Well, what is that?" Because 2 of them wanted to have hysterectomies. One, because they had to, and it was like her fear, because it's like she's known so many people that it's happened to, but I don't even know if it's hereditary. And the other one, is a transgender, so is removing that stuff, right? So it's just like I didn't even know what the fuck that was. Like, I had heard of shit like that, like people like laughing and the bladder just falls out, like, or you can be in the gym and people's bladders will start hanging out, like, it's just one day your muscles can just like give or whatever. Yeah, I don't remember them mentioning that to me at all, because it typically doesn't happen until like you're in like your 60s or 70s. It's rare for it to happen. But when I mentioned I had to get a hysterectomy, these 2 people, the first thing they said, they're like, "Oh, I'm like, I want to do it, but I'm worried about a prolapse." And I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" So they were very aware that it was high stakes. You know what I mean? Like the odds were good. I was like, I just remember looking at one of them. I'm like, well, what is that? And then they told me, and I was like, oh, I'm not worried about that. And they're like, oh, good. Then let's not talk about it. I'm like, yeah, let's not talk about that. You know, I did a bladder lift surgery after a hysterectomy. Yeah. Well, at my age, you don't take precautionary measurements like that. You hope for the best. And I had a really good surgeon, and I had two really good surgeons. So you would think like if there was any inkling, they would have took extra measures. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants their patient to go back into surgery, another major surgery. Um, so I just didn't realize the odds were that high. And typically, it actually happens. The odds are high, like when you get older with women, just because, well, women, you know, especially after hysterectomies or any type of abdominal surgeries. When I was like reading stuff, I was like up to like 15 years, like after surgery, and especially like as you get older. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Imagine just like laughing and your bladder or your uterus shit just wants to like come out. It's like, all right, I give up. Like fuck that shit. Oh my gosh. It's like sew me up, right? So I guess, a lot of people, I wonder if like a lot of people that are transgender, like they worry about that stuff. You know? Because I don't know the extent, like I don't think that individual is going to get a penis. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they just want to remove all the feminine parts, Um so, and I mean, he's young. She's young, he's young. It's he to me, but born a female, right? So I don't know what the odds are with that either, but I know that was his number one fear. Yeah, I know it can happen after childbirth too, but they don't tell you that after childbirth. They don't tell you that in health class because the odds aren't high, but the odds after a hysterectomy, guys, are fucking high. I mean, she probably briefly said chance of prolapse or this and that. She's like, but chance of this, chance of that, but like we don't worry about that stuff. Like ultimately your health comes first. So they don't want to like people not to get surgeries because they don't want to rule out this, and that, right? So I get it. I get it. But it's a bigger deal than I thought it was. Like I said, I'd love to just say, I didn't have any of the symptoms and I just had a hard time peeing in a UTI. But if I think about it, it's been happening since Friday. And I did think I had a fever Friday and Saturday, but I had already taken medication. So I wouldn't know if I actually had a fever. So, well, thank you with the turmeric. I'm not taking anything new right now. Like maybe if I don't have to go into like surgery, like she was real strict. Like don't, like nothing. So I don't know if it's an emergency surgery I think it'd be like a day out. Like, give me a fucking day, you know? Did you eat this morning, Courtney? Yep, I had 10 donuts. Can't do the surgery today. I'll see you in the fucking morning, you know? So, and again, I don't know if she would do the surgery because each different prolapse is linked to a different kind of doctor, guys. Well, yes, that's probably not a shock to you, but I was thrown off a little bit. I'm like, what do you mean? My gynecologist wouldn't do that, you know? But then you got geno doctors, urinologists. Like, I'm just like, oh, like, okay, a geno doctor. Like, what the fuck? Isn't that like DNA? Maybe not. Again, have a good laugh on Courtney's behalf. But I'm just assuming my gynecologist would fix the fucking problem, right? If it's a vaginal, there's like 3 different vaginal prolapses. I think she's more worried about my bladder. But where my pain is I don't think it's my bladder. I think my bladder is being affected. And do you know the number one thing when you Google it, like the number one symptom after a hysterectomy, and it goes right to the urine, and then it goes to the prolapses. It doesn't even talk about a UTI. A UTI is a given. It's like 79% of women will have a UTI after a hysterectomy, but it's because of the catheter. But it doesn't usually take 2 weeks to kick in, right? So I got to put that into play too. So I'm assuming if it's some type of vaginal prolapse, there's like 3 different types I think a gynecologist would do. There's something called a vaginal cleft. I don't know what that is, but I don't think that a gynecologist does that. But I looked at like real life pictures last night just to like compare. Guys, don't ever take a picture of your coochie after surgery, after vaginal. Like, just don't do it, okay? I mean, it's not awful, but it's like, of course, it's not going to look like your coochie did post-surgery. So for me to really compare is a little foolish, right? So take that advice if, you go to have a hysterectomy. Because if I think logically, there's no way my coochie is going to look the way it did 13 days ago, right? Okay? Just like after you have a baby, it's not going to look like it did 3 months ago. I don't know where the fuck my head was. I was like, oh, hell no. Like, no, can I sue for this? And it's not even bad, guys. It was more of like a fucking shock. I was like, Courtney, where is your fucking brain right now? Like, did you really think you can compare fucking coochie pictures? Yep. And I just called myself out for having a little coochie picture. But yeah, okay. So your post vagina picture does not look like your coochie. Okay? 10 days after surgery. Don't do what Courtney does. Where the fuck was my logic in that situation? Okay? Where's your logic? Do you know how far your coochie stretches with a vaginal hysterectomy? Do you know? Okay? Do you know how far your coochie stretches with a vaginal hysterectomy? Do you guys? Do you? Do you? Oh, dear Lord. I took a picture. This is not me. Guys, sensory warning. Be careful. Okay? This might be disturbing. Oh, okay? Learn from Courtney's mistake. Yep, Jen. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. We like, what? Yeah, be traumatized, girlfriend. Learn from Courtney. Learn from Courtney. The fuck? So, what I didn't know is they dilate you in a hysterectomy. As if, like, you know how, like, a natural woman can get a baby's head out, right? You naturally dilate. They do that shit. They don't tell you that, though. But why would they tell you that? They don't say, go Google pictures, okay? The fuck is that shit? Okay? And ladies, you ladies, if you have to have a fucking hysterectomy, have one. But that shit is just open for 5 hours. When you're pushing out a baby, that shit don't fucking open until it's time for it to fucking open. All right? So, do not think that your post vagina that you're going to be able to compare post surgery. So there's that. Yeah, I guess it makes sense, but it's not something we think about. I think, the average brain just thinks like, I tried not to think about it because it made me feel violated, but like, you just think like, in the stirrups, and it's just like if you're getting a pap smear, right? Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. It's not just like getting a pap smear, okay? And that was the prettiest picture I can find. And I wasn't looking for pretty or worse, but that is like the one I could cope with. That's the one I could cope with. Never mind the big ass metal shovel hole in the top of it open. It's like a fucking shoehorn. Like, guys, I fucking can't. I'm just like, fucking shoehorn holding the top of your fucking vagina open. Okay? Like, beautiful thing to be a woman, but just don't do what Courtney did. Do not fucking do what Courtney did. I hope everybody learns this lesson. Oh, the fuck? Like, oh, like, I'm just and I've taken showers, and I still have like all the brown stuff from like surgery and shit, like that's stained. And I'm like, man, like, can we purchase a bleach kit ourselves? What is this? Like, talk about vaginal trauma. I knew there was a thing as vaginal trauma. And within like 4 to 8 weeks, it does go back. Okay. But you do not want to know what it looks like in between those 4 to 6 weeks, ladies. Okay. You just fucking don't. You want to know what it looks like? You want the image of the shoehorn. Okay? That's what you want. Things are like, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop. But I'm telling you, like, I literally, like, I should just make the doctor laugh today and be like, does this shit come with a fucking bleach kit? Like, what are we doing here? What is this? What is happening? Oh, fucking Lord. Like, I'm sure she's going to be dying laughing, but I'm dead fucking serious. I did a lot of fucking research last night. I don't think I fell asleep till I started research at 5 p.m. I said I was coming back to you guys. Oh, hell no. I started research at 5, and I don't think I went to bed until like midnight. Yeah. I never understood why people bleach their shit down there. Okay? Well, I get it now. I get it. But again, I'm post surgery, guys, so I can talk about this stuff. Right? Just don't make the mistake Courtney made. Right? I will never make that mistake again. I will never, ever probably take another coochie picture ever again. Well, that's not true. I probably will in about 8 weeks, just to make sure it's not a lie. I'm just like, oh my God. It's just like everything else. Like if you don't have sex for a year, it's like being a virgin again. That shit is true. You know what I mean? Like there'll be times like, trust me, over the last couple of years, I've, especially after the divorce, and I was like, oh, all right. That shit made me a little more like confident. Just like, and then it's like, all right, well, and then I'm like, oh wow, no, okay. And so yeah, no, that's what happens when you do a lot of that or da. So hopefully some of you can understand what I'm saying. I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm fucking saying? It's just like, holy shit and balls. Just tell yourself you got the fucking shoehorn and you just pray for the best. Pray for the best. Okay? Dear fucking Lord. What? The fuck? You can't. I can't. I was dying. And do you actually know your coochie actually gets a little puffier and wider after hysterectomy? Yeah. It's still the same size, but everything else on the outside gets a little like pudgier. You want to know why? Because everything drops and your hips expand. So the curve in your back sometimes like goes down and you get shorter. These are fucking scientific fucking facts, ladies. Okay? So on top of it, I took a coochie pitch and I'm like, oh, and now I'm reading my coochie is gonna get just a little pudgier? Just a little pudgier. Okay, great. Yep, ladies, let's get fucking real. Okay? Let's get fucking real. What happens after a hysterectomy to your actual fucking coochie? Like my hips, I already have childbearing hips. My shit can't get any fucking wider. So your stomach flattens and your hips get wider. It's a thing that it does not happen. It happens, guys. It's scientifically proven. Like it happens because that cavity is getting filled elsewhere. So the pressure is taken off of the spine and the hips of where the other stuff previously sits. So it's proven you lose half an inch, if not more, after a hysterectomy. So now my hips are going to be even wider. I might as well just learn how to dance like Shakira. I mean, I liked my hips anyway, so I wasn't like really worried about it. And yeah, actually after hysterectomy, yeah, Heather, you should actually even have more sex to tighten the muscle. I was like, well, okay, well, don't have a husband, but but there's so many things. Oh, I looked at this one thing, guys. They have this amazing lubricant that's available. It's like, it kept saying organic. It should say osmotic. I'll have to post it for you. I was very impressed. Organic lubricant. It's the walls that affects, so it's like so it's like an estrogen, but it's like it's like safe for the skin, odorless, tasteless, your body lubricant, flexible. Typically some people use it for menopause, but they will give it to people after hysterectomies, it's usually when your ovaries are just removed, but um it's like something you put like near your vulva or like your bladder. So it's like because even if a cervix is removed, um it can still take away some estrogen. So they made it sound like they made it sound like amazing, guys. I was like, wow, this is exciting. I don't want to get excited. We should probably start looking into this. But because of like vaginal dryness, it gives you a lower libido. Like this is like the way they were talking about it. I'm like, this is like better than crack. This sounds better than crack. I'd be addicted to this lubricant. Like fucking bring it on. A lubricant that stimulates and like I was just like, all right, so maybe there's some fucking benefits to this. But they do say sex is better for women sometimes because it doesn't affect like your G spots. It doesn't it's not like that. So actually your G spots are usually a little more accessible. Um, but most people get hysterectomies because like uncomfortability. Like mine was for like different reasons or whatnot, right? Um, but they do say like obviously if you're in a relationship, you should have more sex. It's more of the husband or your boyfriend's mind frame, making sure they're not hurting you, things like that, right? Um, and for them, the way they when they do a hysterectomy, the gynecologist is extremely careful with like the vaginal canal reshaping things exactly the way it was, if not a little smaller, because they don't ever want women to feel shamed. That's like the number one feeling women have after hysterectomy sometimes. And to be honest with you, I mean, it crossed my mind like, will it feel the same for a guy? Like, not like really worried about me. I'm more like on the other side of like, I'm excited, can't wait to see what this feels like, you know? Because of all the other issues, I remember where it hurts during having intercourse here and there, you know what I mean? So, with things out of the way, I'm just like, okay, you know? So, my brain is not like, my brain is, looking forward to the more positive side of the scenario. Um, but it's really, believe it or not, it's it's actually a partner that is really has a hard time too. They just need to just continue to be like who they are and supportive and, truthfully talk about things. Like obviously if it hurts, you gotta say it hurts or whatnot. Um, because we know as women, some of us have even done it. Like it's like guys like the intuition, like it's no, like it's almost like they know. It's like, does it hurt? Nope. Keep fucking going. Don't you stop. It hurts and it feels good, so just keep going. So it believe it or not, guys, it's actually the men that mentally struggle with it, depending on why you had the hysterectomy, right? But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it crossed my mind. It is emotional thinking about it here and there, but um a lot of women like it's like, okay, well, I can't have kids, my sexual organs are gone. But it's sexual organs to the point where it's if you have your ovaries removed too, these are not organs that you touch and it stimulates orgasm, right? It's not like that. So I knew I'd already had my babies. I knew I wasn't having kids. It's almost like spirit prepped me because last year I thought I was pregnant. Remember that whole thing? So I kind of went through that whole phase already. Like literally, spirit prepped me, if I think about it. Like the things that people would typically go through and experience, been there, done that. So I'm kind of fortunate for that. So, um, so I'm not really thinking about that type of stuff. And I'm not being insensitive to those who have to have a hysterectomy or you went through that. Like I still experience what you guys experienced. It's just not at the same time, you know? Um, yeah, she took my fallopian tubes, cervix, uterus, They were hoping to get to the tubes, and they did. So I guess when the egg drops now, it just goes into the cavity and it just disappears, I guess. I didn't read too much into that because I was just kind of hopping back and forth after my traumatic experience of thinking I could compare coochies. Oh, dear Lord. Gotta love court, guys, huh? But, hey, or family. You guys are my OGs. Majority of you are just like me. You wouldn't still be here. So yeah, I still get my period and all that. I guess the first couple after a hysterectomy are really tough. But I had an ablation a couple times, so I wasn't really getting a period like that. But that ablation is now gone because that ablation was attached to my cervix, and my cervix is now gone. So I don't know all of that. I mean, it's Courtney talking to you guys. My first question for the doctor was, am I gonna be able to find my G-spot? Where did my G-spot go? Is that taken? Are you taking that? I had questions like that. Because that's just important. Intimacy is important in a relationship. You can take yourself out of a funk, out of with masturbation or certain stuff. I've read a lot of stuff, and I'm extremely knowledgeable when it comes to tantric intimacy, sex, kundalini. I'm extremely knowledgeable there. So I've had certain experiences, so my knowledge is there. So that's the stuff, believe it or not, that came to my brain. Not am I going to have trouble going to the bathroom? No, I want to know where my fucking G-spot is. Where is it? That's, you don't take that, right? Are you taking any nerves that can possibly be attached to that? And I'm not a highly sexual person like that, but I'm very sensual, and intimacy is huge to me. A kiss, a touch, that's important to me. So, and a majority of women, it's a clitoris orgasm anyway over a vaginal one. So I wasn't really worried about that. I just wanted to know if they took the fucking G-spot, or if they took, or if that certain, because there's three. I know one, there's a certain nerve that's so close to your cervix that can get nicked. Don't take the G-spot. So there's certain things I'm so there's three of them, and technically after a hysterectomy there might be a few more, and I'm thinking to myself damn, am I gonna be able to find these fuckers? Where are these fuckers hiding? I'd really like to fucking find these little fuckers. I really hope they're accessible, because I will be a happy fucking girl if I can just it's like playing the piano, right? Would we not be happy? We wouldn't even need to leave a house, guys. Men would be stop giving these women G-spots. Just stop. Women would feel us women would be inferior, men would be insecure. Stop giving these women these fucking G-spots. I can't do nothing for them, So, all right, universe, you just keep giving us a couple more fucking G-spots. You just make sure we can fucking access those things. Do I have a fucking map to my G-spots? Can I have a map? I'll find them myself. Can I just have a map? Oh, fuck. So, this has been a great chat, guys. I mean, anyone has to get a hysterectomy, I should label this chat hysterectomy chat. Pep talk for a hysterectomy. It's going to be fucking empowering. You're going to be good. Don't you fucking worry about. I'm going to give you the ins and outs. The ins and outs, guys. I got no fear. I got no fucking shame. Everything we're talking about is completely fucking normal. Why not laugh about it, right? Give you a little heads up. Don't do what Courtney does. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because your vagina will not look like it did fucking 13 days ago. Nope. Like, I literally feel like stopping at like a shoe store and getting a fucking shoehorn from my doctor just to make a joke. Like, I ain't shitting you. Like, I saved these pictures for her along with my pictures. I'm going to show them. Yep. That's going to be the first thing I do. So you didn't want to tell me about this? Wait, hold on. This one, we got this one. Wait, okay, wait. No, look at mine. Okay? Did you consider that? Did you consider being gentle, or did you just dilate it to like the fucking max? Like, and the reason why you don't feel that shit shriveling back up or whatever it does afterwards is because the dilation stays with you. Oh dear Lord, guys, fucking can't with this shit. I'm telling you. But yeah, I want to map to my fucking G spots, and I'm good. I'm fucking good. I know why men would feel that way. That does suck. But hey, I'm not really worried about them if I can have a map to my G spot, to be fucking quite honest with you. Now we got a couple more that might be discovered. This is the type of science that I'm like into. This is fucking great. Love this type of science. Can we add G spots? What can we do? What can we do? You know? Oh, there's one there and there and there. Oh, okay. All right, great. Well, I never found that. I never found that one. So can you direct me to where you saw it last? Like, I want to fucking know. Okay? I want to know. How many inches in does it go? So I can map this out. I want to be very strategic when I go on Amazon. You know, let's figure these fucking things out, ladies. Talk about, oh my God, could you imagine? That would destroy men. Destroy them. You think they're insecure now? Oh my God, my ex-husband was super insecure about certain stuff. Probably shouldn't have said that. But every man is, guys. Just like every woman is, right? But they know you can do certain stuff yourself. Fucking game over. Just play stupid sometimes. If you really like someone, just play stupid. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Yep. Oh, yep. You know? I mean, they're going to feel that way anyway, because sometimes you just got to feed them to that point. Like, I'm over it. Like, most people will be like, oh, this and that. Like, no, I'll feed you. I'll feed you. I want, you know what somebody said to me once? I was dying laughing. I'm like, I can't wait to bring this up on YouTube. I was like, he turned around and he said, well, I don't know every inch of your body. Right. And I was like, well, shame on you. Shame on you. Right. Because you should know every inch of my body. So we got a fucking kick out of that one. But it's the truth, you know, and I'd rather work with somebody and want them to explore, you know, go explore things like I haven't even explored. I want that, you know what I mean? And believe it or not, guys, it's very hard to find a man like that. They have like insecurities, like certain stuff. They stick to like the same, you know what gets me? They stick to the same thing that they previously did with somebody that it worked for. Right? And I know you got to be honest with your partner in certain things, but this is honestly, guys, this is stuff we don't discuss with them, and we should. And they really should know every inch of your fucking body, you know? And I don't know statistically, but I know from experience with like certain stuff, like, you know, like once they know, like, yeah. So my ex-husband, for example, like once he found certain spots, like he was good. He stuck to them. Right. But even like with new partners, like you don't want to do this or you don't want to do that, or or even if you get comfortable, but I've been with past people and Um, and then like in my future and past, and there's just certain things, right? One of the people, he's great. We go from like friends to like, we were dating, and one day we just looked at each other. We're like, "This is the longest friends with benefits I ever fucking had in my life. Like, is this even a fucking thing?" I think we got to the fucking world's record of friends with fucking benefits, but we didn't look at each other as friends with benefits. Like sometimes we would have, we would come together, and sometimes we wouldn't, and then other times we would purposely come together for that. Why I just sat back and did my thing, and he sat back and did his thing. You know what I mean? There was that trust between us, so we got a kick out of that. But so I know from like certain experiences with certain stuff. And of course, guys, like, let me just like make this clear. Like it wasn't purposely like I wanted a friends with benefits or something like that. It worked at the fucking time, right? So I don't need wandering minds and this, but I'm just being honest with you guys. Like I know how that shit works. There's certain people that are willing to explore, and then you got other people where it's like you go back to it and the sex is phenomenal and it's great sex, but there's other spots of your body that can be touched or more tender or more intimate. It's a different type of intensity. Like we want to experience that too. So a lot of guys will stick to the same routine that they did from a very young age because it worked well with certain women. But what they don't understand is some women, it's like it may feel good, but it's actually not my G spot. Maybe you should explore. You know what I mean? So I mean, these are normal fucking conversations, guys, that people literally should be having. And I know some people do, but it's okay to tell somebody that stuff. Like, and some men just have no fucking clue. They think the faster the better, or this and that. Like, um, but it is a sensitive subject, and it does have to be talked about in a very sensible, sensitive way. You wouldn't want somebody to say something about you, and it triggers that, and it stays in your head. You know, Same thing with men, and men are even more insecure when it comes to that. I want to nurture and feed my man. There's no question. Like I want you to know every inch of my body. Like I want to experience these things with you. I mean, but again, guys, I know a lot about tantric sex and certain, poses and touches. Like you can, certain things like within your neck and certain like more than just kisses. Like there's certain presses, points that you can press and certain stuff. You get it the right way, you can turn somebody on, but it's a mental stimulation as if it was a vaginal stimulation. Like I want that shit, guys. And I've said this to you for 4 years now. Like I should really do a course on this for you guys of the knowledge I've obtained. But I mean, that's what I want in my life, you know? Um, there was one time I put on like a sexual kundalini um, background. Um, not a mantra. They do have the mantras, but like a burial beat, a binary beat, but it is something between that. And I had listened to it a couple times, and it didn't like really get me going. But I was for shits and giggles. I put it on at one point with somebody, and we had that experience. So there's this extra little stuff that you can do to incorporate it into it, and that person doesn't even need to know what the fuck they're listening to. But it's like trance like music. So you might not want to tell them you're technically hypnotizing them, but you're technically hypnotizing yourself, but not in a way where it's manipulative or abusive. You guys are already being intimate, right? So why not take it to another level if you can? And technically, you know, um, you should just have it subliminally, like almost like on a playlist, like even like when you're around the house cleaning, because it stays in your subconscious, right? So I know I should have a maybe this should be part one of me getting there. Don't you love how spirit's just kind of like working its way there? But in all reality, if you were to tell somebody like, hey, I got this in the background, they might be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So in a way, you could just leave it to yourself, you know? But that shit actually happened. And I guarantee it was because both of us, first of all, this was my catalyst, the twin. We both had that capability because our third eye is connected. A catalyst will always be awakened to a certain level, not, a catalyst will always be awakened, but the heart chakra can be closed. The throat chakra, certain things can be closed, right? Because they're a catalyst. They're not meant to, sit there and make you feel the way you fucking feel, you know? But so when you have two people that are awakened and you have that type of thing on the background, it's going to work. But there's not too many people, guys, that are actually awakened. That's why when a twin comes in and it wakes you up, the whole, what socially, they call a twin. It's you guys experience that kundalini feeling, that tantric sex, because you're both awakened. You're not on the same page, but you're vibing on the same level. That's why I'm always stressing how important it is to be on someone's level. And it's not when it comes to education and who knows more, who's better. It's all about fucking vibration. Like, I am so precious with my fucking vibration. If you are on the same vibe as somebody else, especially spiritually, what you can experience is like no other. It's like tripping on the mushrooms. It's like that it's like that thing I was talking about, ayahuasca. It's like a different type of experience, but it's an experience the body wants to experience. That's why when I teach and guide you guys how important it is for self-respect, and when I talk about your energy, I'm not joking, because spirit will send in that right one. That's why you don't want to settle. Because here's the thing too, guys, there's always masturbation, there's always this, always that. We always miss, have comfort, we have this, we have that. But even being alone, you're going to be happy because you're your authentic self. Will you miss certain things? Yes. But guys, the way I connected to this, I'm like, I think my partner would be jealous. See what I'm saying? Like, we did not come into this world to just procreate and fucking have married and make money and think we're going to live the American story, or whatever story of the white picket fence and the fucking flag hanging, and the one dog, the two kids, the boy and the girl, and no, quite mistaken, right? So it does exist, it just not realistic. And everybody I've known where it has existed, it's never benefited any of them. It only benefits when two people grow together and they stay on the same vibration. And then life is happy. People wonder why they do it, because they're vibing at the same vibration. Whether it's low or high, they're vibing at the same vibration. That's how you get through things. You don't lower. We tend to lower our vibration to match other people's vibrations because of our own needs, or it's a comfortability zone for the other person, or it's a comfortability zone for you, right? That doesn't exist for me. You're going to play at my level, or that's it. And some people look at that as just like, oh, well, yeah, there's so many words people can look at it that for, but it's no. Because I know my body, I know my worth, I know what excites me. I know what doesn't. I know how important energy is. I know how I can live a better life, live a longer life, live a healthier life, be there for my children, humanity, friends, family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very aware of that stuff, and that's why it's so precious to me. Like when I say like I'll choose spirit over a man, it's more it's spirit slash energy. You know, once you learn certain stuff, guys, it's not the same. You don't ever it's full. You don't ever want to go back. And people settle, and I get why they settle, but a majority of the people, and people have to go through things like this to learn lessons on not to settle and who you're meshing with and who you're not and who really has your best interest and who doesn't. Um, and some people will be like, "Oh my god, like you're crazy," or this and that, and it's like it's it's just sad to me sometimes because you can have like a realization of how much you really love and care for somebody, but it's one of those things where love just it really isn't enough. Like I've tried, I've said this, I said that. You want to look at it like that. You get to a point where you can only say so much or do so much because it's really up to the other energy and not even the matrix. It's the vibration or so. And if a hot chakra is closed down or a certain chakra is closed down, it's going to go one ear out the other. So even having this knowledge sometimes at the same time is extremely frustrating because you still attempt to do the same thing and teaching this and it's not going to work. It's one ear and out the other. That's what it means, one ear out the other. Someone doesn't even have to be naive. They'd be acting naive. But if certain chakras aren't open, that's just how it's going to work. If someone's not open to hearing that type of knowledge or education, just like school, like it's not gonna work. That's why I struggled so much in school. Like none of it fucking made sense to me. The only thing that I meshed with was science was my favorite and history. And with math, I always struggled because I always did numerology in my head. And when I would say something, I would always see a 7 and a 1. And there would be, 7 plus 1, right? Like 8. But, if you had like 71 plus 2, when we're doing, double digits plus 22, I always broke it down in numerology. And not one teacher sat and said, well, this is what you're doing. Is it because they didn't know that's what I was doing? Or they just, weren't allowed to tell me, all right, honey, this is what you're doing. But like, you can't do that. Like I would break down things and still get the answer, but we would have to write it out. And they like, you can't write it out that way. That was my number one problem. I struggled. And I'm like, I'm still getting the fucking answer. Like my friend's daughter was in advanced math. And like when my kids went to school and they started showing me like the way they taught our generation, like our children math, like basic math was like, what the fuck? Are you joking? So do you know what advanced math is in high school? It's actually the way they taught math to us. How fucking stupid is that? That's advanced math, the way they taught 40 and up, 50 and up, 60 and up. Anything 40 and younger, you get 30 and under, well, your children, it's the way, I could not even help my kids with math. Like, and Danny was great at math. He would be like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? It sucks, dude. It really, it's tough. But, back to the point of the story is like, if you're not open and it's not clicking, it's pointless. That's why, parents get so discouraged and like my mom could be so bent out of shape. And I explained to her, like, we have different parenting styles. Like, it doesn't make you a bad parent. It doesn't make me a bad parent. I just know how it works. I know no matter what you say or do, best intentions or ill intentions, your kid is going to learn the way they were meant to learn from experiences and when it's ready to click for them. There's no other way around it. You can consistently drill this, and educate and, more. Like, no, it doesn't. No, It's not like that. You think they don't have the same inkling, or somebody didn't tell them what you're telling them, or school didn't tell them that? Like, oh, hell no. Nope. I'm not raising my kid like conditionally like that. Like, no. No, I'm not going to push her to do that. Oh, your kids should have jobs. You know what the thing is? They want jobs, and I kind of gave them excuses not to have jobs. Like, not excuses, but like, oh, I don't have two cars and this and that, and I'm busy and this, so I'm always like, what do you need? And I help them out, and all right, go do this, go do that, you know? And other parents will be like, oh, your kid needs to know responsibility and this, and this, and now your kid's just being lazy, and but like, get out the, like, no, are you fucking joking me? Like, that real world's gonna click real fucking soon. Caden's got what, like one more summer before he actually wants to like work and have it. Like, if you have a car, once I get you a car, yeah, get a job. Absolutely. Pay for your own gas and your insurance, right? But no, I'm not gonna force my kid out the door at 14 to get a job, or 15 to get a fucking job just to get out of the house. No. This will be like his last summer. Like, can you just get out of the house more? No, actually he doesn't. He's an introvert anyway. No, he doesn't actually. Oh, he's on the game thing. I get that, but it's fine, because you know what? Next year he's gonna want to be out with his friends. He's gonna have a car. He's gonna want to work. Like, in all reality, if he wants to sit in that room for the next 60 days and hang out with his friends and do that, and just, it's not like he's in a dark place and in a dark room and he's melting into the system. I would be very aware if my child was getting sucked into the fucking matrix like that. They already live in the matrix. They're in it. I'm slowly trying to get them out, and it's not through persistence and this is how it works and this and that. Like, they will pick up on certain parenting styles through friends and certain stuff, and go into that house and that house. And when it comes to school, like, that's like when I broke up with my ex. Like, I didn't need to shit talk my ex. My kids will figure that out when something clicks and they get older. Who is the right one? Who is the wrong one? I don't need to pretend something didn't happen or this and that. Well, what do you mean your kid found out that they cheated? Yeah, well, guess what? I had told that kid that story. Want to know why? Because they went through a similar experience. Why am I going to keep that from them? Why should I be ashamed that I had the same experience? Learn from my mistakes. Chances are you might go back to this person. But if it happens again, your odds of making it out your odds are in the favor. Your odds are in, your favor for sure. I remember my first love, and I still always talk to him here and there, and we dated off and on. And when my daughter had her first breakup, I told her that story, how my very first love, my first everything, virginity, like, over those 3 years, like, I even lived with him, and like at 16 and a half, moved right in, like crazy teenage years, right? And then my best friend slept with him, and then they ended up having a family. I told you that whole situation, right? We all have our paths, but like, I laugh about it, and he's like, I can't believe your kids know who I am. And I'm like, well, yeah, like, that was my first love. Why? Like, this is how I got hurt. Like, you think you're going through it? Mine was a fucking double whammy, a triple whammy. You know what I'm saying? So I think some people are just so shocked that I would share that with my kids, but it's like, why would I not share that with my kids? Do you think we have a perfect fucking fairy tale love story? Is that what we really want to bestow on our children's fucking brains? No, guys, we don't. Pretty fucking foolish to not share that shit with your kids. Mom, you ever do drugs? Yes, but drugs were cleaner. Drugs are a lot fucking cleaner than these days. You guys have fucking Molly that's mixed with XYZ. You got to be fucking smarter. Oh, people recover. Yeah, the odds of people recovering is people that are fucking older. You want to know why? Because the heroin wasn't fucking cut. It was fucking clean. It's not that way these days. Okay, so I'm not gonna block my kids from certain music or the internet or freaking porn or certain stuff. Like, I don't want them on that. But like, that's not what romance is. That's not what passion is. That's lust. This is passion. If you're embarrassed, you don't want to explain, here's a good movie. Because it's hard to talk about this stuff as like certain kids. Like, you think parents are so like big and open, but no, there's different stuff. Like, I'm open when it comes to that stuff, but there is certain stuff where I'd be like, oh man, I thought I'd be better at talking about this, and I'm not. You know what I mean? It doesn't make us bad parents. You know, but these days, I mean, people fucking sugarcoat and shelter their children, and I don't swear about my kids. I remember when I first met Mash, she was like, "You can't swear around my kids." I was like, "Huh?" But you're actually serious. Like, eventually, like, her kids literally learned what swears were because of me, and they were like, maybe like the boys are probably like 5 and 7. Like, that's literally like, everybody else did a really good job and they got potty mouths. I couldn't. I never grew up knowing what a swear was. They were just swears. So, like, when my kids started like dropping shit and was like, oh shit, oh fuck, like, me and Danny just kind of laughed. We didn't say, don't say that, unless it was like excessive, because if you say don't say that, they're just going to want to repeat it, or so if my kid looked me in the face and told me fuck you, I'm not gonna lie, I'd punch my fucking kid in the face. I probably would. I hate to say it, but I probably fucking would. I mean, Jade said something to me one time and I grabbed her chin so fucking hard and I looked her dead in the eye and I pinned her against the fucking wall. She never did that again. And it's not me snapping. It's just, there's different types of disrespect, right? But to that level, it's unnecessary. So if my kids were using it in a derogatory way or telling their teacher to fuck off, okay, well, that's different, guys. Right? But if my kid drops them and says shit, I'm not going to be like, don't swear. But again, guys, like, that's me, right? The other, like, so it's ironic because like Mash should be like, oh, you're still the ones that taught my kids to fucking swear. And it's like, well, I didn't really teach them to swear. You just sheltered your kids from words. Oh, Courtney wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry. Oh, we got to give Courtney a swear jar. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't carry cash. What do I gotta do? Walk to the fucking corner store and buy them something? Like, I grew up with Minga and fuck this and felt like I didn't even know it was a swear until I was probably old enough, like maybe like double digits. I'm not kidding you. Just because one person said fuck and then the other person, I never heard them say fuck, that didn't click. So some parents think it's like a judgmental thing. Like, some people will be like, well, I don't want that parent to think we're bad parents because we allow swearing. Like, you are so deep in the fucking matrix, I fucking can't with your fucking ass. Why are we holding back swears? Why are we sheltering our kids from music? Music is fucking life. Why? Because of swears? Really? Oh, because you're worried that they might, take that the wrong way. Well, then sit down and explain that that's not how you treat a woman, not how you treat a man. That's not really how you should speak. But if this is what your brain waves are connecting to, you think it was easy for our parents when rap came into the picture and we got fucking Run DMC fucking blaring on a boombox or Vanilla Ice or fucking Eazy-E, right? They still let me fucking listen to that shit. No judgment. Right? So, I mean, they had a lot to say about it because it was, that era, guys. But they didn't tell me I couldn't. They did not take me to Strawberries and buy me what I wanted to listen to, And your brain wave, if that's what your child wants to listen to and it's connecting to, music can be a game changer. It can be a lifesaver. So don't worry about words and derogatory and racism and all that. You should be teaching your children about that. Because the minute you say, no, you can't listen to that, you don't think they're going to find a way around it and go listen to that. And then they're going to be like, well, why don't my parents want me to listen to that? Why are they trying to keep this from me or that? Like, you see what I'm saying? And you think you're doing the best for your kid. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. I can't imagine it works out too great, though, guys, to shelter your children from the fucked up world we live in. You brought them in the world, you might as well just fucking tell them how it is. It's a scary fucking place. It sucks. You gotta experience this, and you're gonna go through this, and you're gonna go through that. You shelter your kid, you're looking at a kid that's gonna have a lot more fucking trauma and probably take the wrong fucking path because you thought you were doing the best thing. Oh, you want to know why your kid kept something from you, and then you find out years later, and then it's too late. You tried sheltering your fucking kid. If you're more open with your kid, they're going to be more apt to ask you shit. Even if you're prejudiced, even if you're this. You know, they're not going to feel like they don't have anyone not to talk to about it. You know? And kids still have a hard time talking to parents too. And I'm not saying every scenario will go down that way. But you're out of your fucking mind to just pump in your children's head that they need fucking college and they need a degree and they need to go out and do, like, that's the worst thing you can do for your kid. You know, it's what has to be done because of society and you got to pay bills. But it's probably the worst thing for your kid. Your kid is more beneficial stumbling and, you know, making their own goat cheese on a farm and living a happy, hippie fucking life. You know? Because you step into this world and you even go to college, you know, if you're not going to do this and do that, you're not going to be able to pay nothing back off and live the way you want to live. The government is setting us all up to live off the government and to just get by and get by enough so we don't break free. You ain't seen nothing yet. That shit's going to change real fucking quick. You know? All these people worried about fucking recession, this and that. It doesn't really boil down to recession, guys. And you guys can think that's extremely realistic for me to say, but it doesn't boil down to recession. That is not the problem. It's just instilling fear. That shit can change. You know, the officials and certain stuff, they purposely go that route to put you in that situation. They can only go so far. Again, I don't think it's not naive for me not to think about that. Obviously, I know food is higher, bills is higher, this and that, but it's not gonna. That fear is not in my head. It's not gonna last longer than a year or two. It's just not. Things, new government, new officials, new dictators, in the next couple of years, everything's changing, you know, and then things will start smoothing out. It's going to take that one person to come in and put an end to this thing, and then things just drop, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. No, he's not amazing. He just figured his way around everybody else that was too scared to do that for you guys to realize that's the government doing it to us. It's not happening because that's the way it has to happen. The government wants us exactly where, you know, the pin of majority is exactly where they have us pinned in the matrix, right? So that's a whole nother story. But you know, when it comes to, you know, parenting and swears and all that, and you know, I don't know. And then, you know, I got some friends and it's like, oh, that's my last kid, or that's my youngest kid, and I only have so much time. And it's like, no, dude, you got a whole another lifetime. You got a whole lifetime with that child. It doesn't stop at 16. Doesn't just stop at 16. There's a phase. Maybe we'll come back together at 17. If you have a connection with your kids, it doesn't matter what your other kids are saying or what other people are fucking saying, guys. That connection never leaves. So basically, if you fucked up with the first child, and some people are like, well, I don't want to fuck up with the last child. And it's like, you already fucked up. You're already going to fuck up because of what you're saying in your head right fucking now. I fucked up with the first one. I don't want to fuck up with the second one. You already fucked. You already fucked. Because that connection is still there with the first one. Put more effort into rekindling it. Put more effort into making it fucking better. Because your kids are there for fucking life. And people, oh, we don't need to be friends. We need to be parents. Yeah, to a limit, guys. That works both ways. Yeah, you still got to parent. You still got to give advice. But you still got to morally support and be there. And if you don't agree, it's okay for you to not agree. But you can look it dead in the eye and say, well, I don't agree with this, but I'm not going to throw a fucking hissy fit either. Because I know I'm not going to change your fucking mind. You know? Oh, I don't want my 17-year-old. I don't want my 6-year-old to see what my 17-year-old's doing. Like, it's fucking life, guys. She came into that world. If that's how that's going out and that's how it's playing out, and you want to try to stop fate, you want to stop destiny, you want to stop how that's playing out, good fucking luck to you. That's fucking life. She was meant to have that experience to make him or her better. It also builds a bond between sister and brother, whatever the case may be. Like, I know people don't want to think about that shit, but that's how it fucking works. So now you're basically telling your 6-year-old that they have a shitty brother or sister. Which, therefore, you're adding more trauma onto the 17-year-old that thinks they're not fucking good enough. See, this, you know, every child in every scenario is going to be different, but these are just main little things that people should be aware of, and they're not aware of. And we all go down the fast track. We all go down that track. Well, we know our kids should be off this, or we should be off this. And we're parents. We're human. We're doing our own thing. We're upset. We're sad. We're drinking. We're having fun. We're having whatever the case may be, right? So you let your kids do it a little longer. I mean, that's just natural. We all get lost in little stuff like that. But to just be blatantly like naive and dismissive because you feel like it's got to be your way, it's not going to cut it, and you're not going to solve any fucking problems. You know, shelter your children, or, you know, people that are separated for years, but the parents want to act like they're kosher and they're all good because there's still little kids involved, but yet the teenagers know everything's fucked up. You think that's good parenting, guys? You think you're doing the fucking right thing by keeping that from your children? Because when something comes out and, oh, this one's, you know, mom's been dating this one for 2 years, all the kids look at mommy and daddy like, that's more of a fucking shock, guys. Because then you betrayed their fucking trust. Then they're wondering why, you know, it's all the things that you fucking think you're doing right, but what you're doing is betraying your own fucking children. You're putting your children in the matrix even deeper. You're making it so your children lives in fucking fairy tale land. Oh, but she is super sensitive. No, you're super sensitive. You don't want to take accountability for where you're fucking at in life. Kids bounce back. You're doing more trauma and more damage to your child from your own fucking actions, guys. People don't want to fucking see it. They don't want to fucking admit it. They don't want to think that fucking the Matrix has something to fucking do with it. You know? There's energy right now that cares too much about what other people fucking think of fucking people. Fucking weak. Weak-willed. I almost came on last night and had that conversation with you guys, but I was too busy Googling. You know what I mean? But the whole energy with the whole Mars and doing that whole little series, and, you know, the night chat before with X marks the X is the problem, X marks the spot. Um, it's just people, that there's a particular person, there's still energy, and we saw it on the board yesterday, even though the week looked good, the week ahead and certain stuff, but there's still a lot of undercover stuff, guys. You're dealing with somebody who's very um cares about what fucking other people think and other people's opinion. Your dad don't like it. Your dad think you should go in this direction. Your bro thinks you shouldn't do that, but your other bro says, oh, maybe you should. Winter's coming. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's like, why are you talking to your father, for one, when you're a grown ass fucking man or woman, about what you should do next in your fucking life? Why are you not fucking taking accountability? Why are you not thinking what you should be doing? Why are you running it by your friends or your family members? Why are you letting other people dictate your fucking outcomes? You think they're not dictating? You think they're just giving advice? No, that fucks with your own perception, your own free will. Other people's advice scientifically fucks with your own free will, whether you realize it's happening or not. If you're asking for somebody else's advice and you really care and you're asking this and this, no, game over. I don't want to be with somebody who's fucking weak. And I think it's beautiful that you have a great heart and you think about other people's fucking feelings, but you're not thinking about yours. So if your feelings aren't coming first, I know my fucking feelings aren't going to come first when it comes to you. I'm not going to get what I need out of a relationship when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to sharing my energy with something. If you're not doing what's best for you and you're weak-willed, you can have a lot of strong attributes in other places. But if you need other people's opinions on what you think you should be doing with your own fucking love life, count me fucking out. There's not one person I would run anything by when it comes to who I sleep with. Not one fucking person. Not one fucking person would I run that shit by. Not fucking one. Not fucking one. And if I ever ask for an opinion, it's an opinion. I want to know, to me, it's more, I'm curious on your thought process. I've heard certain people, like I was dating and their friend was doing this, and the person I was dating was literally being like, oh, just ghost it. Pretend like she's not doing that. Pretend like she's not, like, just don't even respond for like a day. And then like a year later, I'm like thinking to myself, like, so you're doing the same fucking shit. Two of you fucking going back and forth, telling each other, ghost them. Nope, don't respond. Give it a couple days. The fuck is wrong with you? When are you going to follow your fucking soul in your hat? Why are you fucking talking to your fucking bro like you're a fucking idiot, dude? You're not fucking 14 anymore. No, how about you fucking be honest? You tell your friend to fucking respond. You have kids with this person. If she knows you're hurt, you're fucking hurt. She takes advantage of it, that's on her. But you don't mask your feelings by doing what society teaches you, or by ghosting or gaslighting. Like, it's programmed like it's the cool fucking thing to do. So you're just going to test people your whole fucking life? Like, what the fuck? Like, that program needs to be wiped from the fucking system. It's fucking disgusting. 40-year-old fucking men having this fucking conversation. Oh, ghost them. Don't respond until tomorrow. Oh, you want her back? No, you're sadly mistaken. That's not how you get that person back. You know how you get that person back? Fucking honesty. She wants to be with you or she fucking doesn't. But if you can't get fucking honest, why should she be with you? That shit just aggravated the fuck out of me. Grown ass fucking men and women doing this shit. Oh, I'm not going to respond. I'm going to test them. It's different to test in certain stuff. But man, that, like, it's fucking sad, dude. It's fucking sad. It's disgusting. It's more disgusting than sad. It makes me sick to my stomach. It's just, and they don't even see it as a game, guys. Oh, it's cupping season. Spooning season. Give her a day. I'm just like, motherfucker. People wonder why, like, I like I can lose my shit real easy because I know you very well. And I know you're constantly on your phone, you're checking your phone, you have kids, you have family, you have a business, you're into stocks, you're on your fucking phone. So if you don't respond until like 6, 7 o'clock at night, I don't got time for that shit. I am going to lose my shit when it comes to certain stuff. And I needed you to answer this and that. Like, did I lose my temper a little bit? Yep. You want to sit here and turn it around on me? Don't turn that shit around on me. I'm not a fucking idiot. You couldn't have took 1 fucking second to say, I'm super busy. I'm super sorry. This is what's happening. Like fucking courtesy, compassion, sensitivity. I'm swamped, babe. Call you back. Like, no. You looked at my fucking messages and you ignored them. You think I'm not going to lose my temper? But then you want to turn it around on me and tell me I'm crazy for losing my temper? Motherfucker, you're lucky you're not on my fucking face. This is why I feel like sometimes I'm better off without somebody. Because it's not me like that. Like, this person does not even get to know who Courtney really is because you're dragging that type of bullshit into our relationship. No. You get a text message, anybody, common fucking sense. You can be as busy a fucking doctor. If you're not in surgery, you're peeking at your fucking phone. So no, you have lack of fucking respect, lack of courtesy, whatever it is that's going through your fucking head, I fucking had it. So don't you tell me I have all these crazy fucking theories or scenarios. Like, I'm not accusing you of fucking shit. I know what's fucking going down. I know you constantly have your phone. So you want to fucking test me, motherfucker? You're lucky you're not in my face because I will fucking punch you. And I will never fucking see you again. Don't fucking test me. I'm not a fucking child. I'm a 45-year-old fucking woman with 4 fucking children trying to do what's right for fucking me and live my fucking life. I'm serious about my fucking life. I'm serious about my fucking energy. So yeah, I'm going to get pissed off. It took you 4 hours to fucking respond. I'm not a fucking idiot. How about courtesy? Do you have courtesy? Do I need to test you to see if you're fucking courteous? You motherfucker. See what I'm saying, guys? I don't have time for this shit. So I'm not just like losing my fucking temper. We're not fucking idiots. Oh, you think it's cool? You think you're playing hard to get? You think this is fucking cute? You think your ego's fucking cute? I want to shove your ego down your fucking throat. And then grab your balls and fucking twist it like it's a fucking twisted thing at the top of the fucking your mouth where you gotta do for the kids. That's where I'm at. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I got a fucking doozy when I became somebody's catalyst. I fucking got a doozy. I'm like, Spirit, this is a fucking joke, right? I gotta pinpoint every fucking thing for this person. I didn't know I was playing fucking mom. Would you like my tit to suck on too? I didn't know I'd be changing fucking diapers. Here, have a fucking tit. While you're at it, learn to suck on my fucking clit. Fucking society. Fucking man. Yeah, we wonder why we turn to fucking Spirit. We wonder. We wonder why we're in this fucking situation with the fucking idiots out there today. Waiting 6 hours to fucking hit you up, playing it all fucking cool and collected. Oh, but wait, no, I was with my son. I was with my daughter. Oh, so you think you're cool because you're putting your kid fucking first? You don't think it's cool to figure out what the fuck balance is? Hey, babe, I'm a yada yada, sorry. That's not cool to you? You think it's cooler to think I'm looking at you as a better parent because you're not reaching out as much? Fuck you, you fake motherfucker. So you're basically being a fake dad right now too then, right? Even though you're a great dad, I'm perceiving you as a fake fucking dad because you want me to look at you as if you're a better fucking dad because you're talking to me less and you're giving her more attention. Fuck you. That just goes to show me you don't know that just goes to show me your head is up your fucking asshole. And you don't know what it's like to have a fucking relationship, and you don't know what fucking balance is. So fuck you. You're done with my tit. Okay? Fuck, man. I play with my own fucking clit. You couldn't fucking find it anyway. So, there's that, guys. Wanna know why? Because you didn't take the fucking time to. Fucking get me going with this matrix shit. You tell them to fuck off, women. You tell those fuckers to fuck off. It does not take 3 fucking hours. When you're dating and you're on the phone, you can be fucking this person and it gets a beep. You know your fucking eye is like, oh, I hope it's not a kid. Okay? I'm not in tantric sex. You're not feeding me that well that I'm not going to instantly stop and wonder if my kid's texting me. Okay? So fuck you, you didn't see my message. Fucking dickwad. Wow, that just got the best of me. You want to know why? Because I just experienced it the other day. But it's fucking true, guys. They look at us like we're fucking idiots. We're not fucking stupid. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. We're not looking for macho. We've been hurt. We've been through that ringer. We've drowned. We've resurrected. We're not looking for fucking ego. We're not looking. We want someone fucking authentic. And we only fucking stay a little longer than we do because one day you want to show us the fucking King of Cups. And then, next month you're the fucking King of Swords. So no, you're not good at your fucking game. Basic fucking needs, people. Basic fucking needs. Like I said, that's the energy. Like, it was a beautiful read. But that's the thing, guys. Basic fucking needs. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You need to learn basic fucking needs? Who the fuck were you with before I came along? Let you fucking get along with this shit. Who made you feel like fucking king of the fucking planet? The fuck? I'd like to meet this fucking woman. Oh my fucking Lord. The one me being the catalyst, man, Spirit put me through the fucking ringer. And this person wants to turn around like I'm crazy. No, you don't even know who the fuck I am, actually. Because you were too busy being a fucking dickwad. You're too busy trying to be fucking cool. So no, you actually don't know who I am. Because you got the side of me why I had to be a fucking teacher. You thought you were playing me? All those times you thought you were playing me? No, I knew what was going down. You're not gonna play a fucking Scorpio, Pisces, certain fucking people. You fucking out of your mind? We give you the benefit of the doubt, and we want to see how you're gonna play that out. We don't do that until we realize you're doing that. And then instantly we're off the fucking vibration. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, guys think like if guys like girls don't want someone who's like a sucker. No, we're not looking for a sucker. We're looking for somebody who's fucking honest and real. Somebody who wants to be fucking intimate. Well, why do girls like emotions? Why do fucking guys like to fuck people? Like, this stupid fucking question. It's such a stupid fucking question. Why do girls like emotions? Why do you like how a pussy feels? You fucking idiot. It's a feeling. And then it makes it like, and then it's like they project shit on you. Like, as if like you have the problem because you want more, you want a feeling, you want to talk about this. No, we didn't. Actually, we wouldn't have had to talk about jack shit if you just learned how to fucking flow, you stupid fuck. We wouldn't be having this conversation. Fucking idiot. What's that? What's that? What do you mean, what's that? I don't remember seeing that. Really? I've been fucking you for 2 years. Well, I don't know if you into your body. Well, that's a fucking shame now, isn't it? It's fucking sad, guys. It's fucking funny and it's fucking sad. Okay, go be in the Matrix, dude. Go hang out with you. Go listen to your fucking boys. Go get advice from your fucking mother, father, fucking like the fuck. You wonder why I lose my shit? What did I say? It's not what you said. It's everything you fucking not done in the last 2 years. You fucking who the fuck do you think you are? Like, God forbid you were vulnerable. God forbid you really told me what you fucking wanted. I'm not dating it. I don't. How about I'm not interested in anybody else? How about you say, I'm just interested in you. I want to be with you. Why do you got to say, I'm not interested in anybody else? I just come home and I do my thing and I work and I do that when you know you want to be with me. So you're going to be straight in my fucking eyes because you don't want to be vulnerable, because you don't want to get hurt. You're choosing to fucking hurt me? That's okay to you? So you come back in thinking I'm just going to do the same fucking thing? You think that shit's not going to fall apart? Ladies, I just don't understand. Like, please just don't settle, guys. There's people out there that want what we want, and they might be in another country. You know, you can't make excuses for people who have trauma or they've been hurt. How long you gonna give them? I'm going on dating somebody for 3 fucking years. How much longer would you like? Would you like me to lay flat down on my fucking stomach or my back for you to drill that fucking knife into me? How many times do you want to do that? Because we're past 10. And it's not, I don't want to hear, oh, Court, you deserve better. It's not about that. I know what the fuck I deserve, ladies. This isn't jump on team fucking Courtney. This is fucking reality. This is what we're dealing with in fucking relationships as grown ass adults. So no, I don't need you to place a crown on my head. I need you guys to switch up how it is that you're treating these fucking pussies. Have fucking self-respect for yourself. Teach your children this shit. Because now it's ass backwards. The girls rule the fucking men. Like, what the fuck? That's not empowerment. Look me dead in the eyes and tell me I'm not thinking about anybody else. I don't want anybody else. I don't even need to date anybody else. Well, how about I'm content with you. I want you. Like, why do you gotta be like, why do you gotta look me dead in the eye after so much time and be like, I'm not even trying to date anybody. Like, where's your sensitivity? Where the fuck is your compassion? Where's your fucking common sense? Never mind you're lying to me. Oh, you don't want that? But you still want me to hang out, come over once or twice a week? But you don't want a commitment. Oh, so you want your cake and eat it too? Well, what do you mean by that? You're not a fucking idiot. And you're not a fucking idiot. And this doesn't, guys, again, one person tells me I deserve better, this and that, and I will get fucking pissed. And you should get pissed when your friends say that shit to you because you're not a fucking idiot. It's the idiots that are being fucking raised, and it's the idiots that are grown ass fucking adults still acting like fucking children, thinking that's what women like. That's not what women fucking like, guys. Wake the fuck up. That's not what we like. Okay? Unless you're buying me a fucking yacht, I want the fucking truth. Because there's women that come in and out for certain fucking things, and there's plenty of them that are fucking honest about it. You want to play daddy and macho man? Play daddy to that particular woman. Don't play fucking daddy and don't play fucking games with the women that come into your life and they open their fucking heart and they want what's fucking best for you. Shame on you. How society looks at relationships is just I don't think even one person can change that. Because we all know it's common sense, but it's still a thing because you're allowing it because you don't have your own fucking self-worth or your self-respect. Don't use children as an excuse. Don't use your past as an excuse. Like, there's no excuse to tell somebody that you love them and then look them dead in the eye as if, okay, you love them, but you can't commit to certain stuff. And I'm supposed to say that's okay and go along with it and just hope in a year or two, like things are going to change. Get out of your fucking mind. I'm not going to waste my fucking time. My tits are fucking saggy enough. I don't need you sucking on them for fucking, I don't need to keep feeding you. Do you fucking, before you know it, my tits are going to be able to fucking play with my clit. Fuck that shit. Get off my fucking tit. Whose tit have you been on all this time? The fuck? I don't want to hurt you. What do you mean you don't want to fucking hurt me? Suck fucking harder. I've had 4 babies feed from my fucking nipple. And you want to just lick it? Okay? I'll let you know when it fucking hurts. It's a fucking clit. It's sensitive. The fuck are you? Why are you licking a clit? Suck on that shit. Ladies, anybody else have this issue? The fuck is that shit? What is that? That thing is de-fucking sensitized. In porn, guys, when you see the guys licking, that's because they're gathering their fucking saliva because they're spitting and they're being whoever they want to fucking be because in the midst of shit, you're both enjoying it. So get fucking raw. Watch and observe. Like I've been with people and I'm like, what, like, what are you doing down there? What are you doing down there? Have you not ever watched porn in your entire life? I love the men that come in and they know what they're doing. They go fast, slow, sensitive. They tease. Man, I don't know how they learned that, but you want to know how they learned that? A very mature woman sat their ass down and had this conversation. That's what happened, guys. When you come across men like that are sensitive to your needs, they've come across a woman like you. Don't tell me you love pussy, but you don't fucking pay any attention to mine. Okay. All right. But you love pussy. All right. Okay. I treat my pussy better than you treat my pussy. But you love pussy. Sure you do. You know, it'd just be nice if a man would be able to come in people's lives and women, guys, vice versa, And what is it you like? Like, let's get to know each other. Like, this it's a personal thing. Like, if you're just hitting it and quit it, then I wish you luck. I've lucked out like that. Don't always luck out like that either, guys. Right? And no wonder why I had a fucking 6-year friends with benefits, because he met a woman like me before I came into the picture. Right? So, and I know these men want to please you because that's what turns them on. But you know what turns us on? That you're turned on. It's the same thing. It's sexual organs, guys. It's we want the same thing. We want the reciprocity. We want that. You got to be woman enough and man enough. Like, what went wrong in society where it's not okay to sit down and have like really like explore my body. I want you to find places on my body, my clitoris area that I've never fucking found. Not too many people can ever get close to my fucking nipples and it feels good. So if I know you have the capability of actually doing that, work your way down. Because that part of intimacy is key. You want women to reach orgasm? We need that beforehand. Not all women's G-spot is hanging out of the fucking vagina and all you got to do is fucking dangle it. Okay? You lucky little bitches. Okay? 90% of women are not lucky little fucking bitches. Our clit does not have a fucking sign on it like yours does. You lucky bitch. So you can stay out of this conversation. Careful you don't fucking zip it up. All right? Because 90% of us can barely fucking find ours. So yes, we do need somebody in our lives that's going to cater to us like we're willing to cater to them. So stop coming into our fucking lives with the fucking macho fucking family crest shield on your fucking heart. Because that's not what turns us on. Games and manipulation and narcissism and back and forth. We stay a little longer because we're hoping you're going to be that fucking man. We didn't stay longer because we want to be fucking tossed around in the fucking wash fucking cycle. Okay? We can't cross our legs and fucking hump a bed and get off. All right? The fuck? So fucking disappointing, guys. Like I'm literally like bent out of shape. Like I don't know if it's anxiety, like my hands are numb. It's just it's the reality and it's just disappointing. It really is. It really is. It's just we should not have to put one partner should not have to put that much work into making something better. And when you have a partner or somebody else that comes in your life and it's willing to fucking try and put the effort in again and you want to push that away again, so fucking be it. You're going to let other things get in the way. Like, oh, like, so be it. I love that you have a great fucking heart, but if you can't put mine and my needs in front of somebody else's that you're not even with, I can't put time and effort into that anymore. And that's unconditional love. And that's when you got to step out. And it fucking hurts. But I don't need to keep telling you you know what you deserve because you know what you deserve. So stop fucking settling. You can't fix all your fucking problems. Gotta work on yourself. Be a better person for you. Be a better person for the next partner. Be a better person for your children. Be a better person because you want to be a better person. You know? And like it's almost like I had like a little bit of an epiphany last night. Like I was like scared. Like if I have to have surgery, I'm like, oh man, this one's scary. But it also, you know, it's like, man, I really do love this person. And for the longest time, it's like I knew I loved him, but like I really like love him. Like I had so many walls and certain stuff. Like I really love him because it's the energy that's more humbling. But it's also for me to realize like that doesn't mean, hey, Court, you're gonna settle. It just means, all right, this does hurt. And this is another reminder that this is life. You know, this is what unconditional love is for yourself and for somebody else. If you really have reached your max and just because you have an epiphany, you really love somebody, it just when you love somebody, you gotta learn to let it go. It's and it's is it healthy to dream about them? Is it healthy? Like and just because I have dreams of this person and I'm feeling like, all right, I really do love this person, and um is this really doesn't boil down to second chances, guys. This boils down to what this person's going to do for them so it benefits us, not just me. Get what I'm saying? And if that's not happening right now, you got to step out. There's certain stuff like you don't stay in it because you think someone's going to get better or it's going to take time, and it's that's not reality, guys. That's settling. You know how many times like I've been in situations and been hurt, but again, I'd rather still love and get hurt than not to love. It's just, and it's not about, oh, what makes you stronger and this and that. It's not even really about that, guys. It's that strength's already there. It boils down to other things. Um, and I'm not calling certain energy out. I mean, I certainly have called plenty of people's energy out, but not in a way for anybody to sit and bash or say this or say that, because that's the last thing I need. And it's not because I'm not in a place to accept. It's the last thing anybody needs to do, because you don't need to put a crown on my fucking head. We've passed that stage. We don't need to hear like you deserve better. I'm not weak, but it's not about being weak, guys. Do you get what I'm saying? It's what's best for me. And it's what's best for your other person. And if that person is putting effort into something, you don't need somebody else's fucking opinion. You don't need to feel better about who you are. If you feel low and you got somebody that wants to come in and 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 wants to like work with you don't think that person feels low too? You don't think I have fucking blockages from all of this, even though I'm strong and this and that? Like, of course I have my own blockages, but are you gonna give me a chance to get scared? You gonna give me a chance to address my blockages? Or are we just gonna work on yours? Because I didn't come in to be a teacher. This isn't sex education 101. Like maybe like right now, but like not in general, guys. Right? So this is why I stress energy, guys. Energy is what keeps us alive. If energy didn't feed the trees and the ground and the roots and the seeds, we would not be here. This all boils down to energy. Meridians. So if you know your person is years behind you, this is why I explained yesterday. If this person's years behind you, it doesn't mean that it can't work now. Because if you're both vibing at the same energy, those years are gonna go by so fast, and you're gonna have fun in those years, guys. You're not meant to teach somebody else. You're supposed to come back together when you can both get past what you truly need to get past so you can both start working on what's best for you guys. It's not what's best for him and not what's best for me. It's do what's best for you so we can try. Not do what's best for you so it benefits me. It's a we. So for people to be like, you deserve better and you do this and you do that, like, what's the point? This is 95% of the fucking human beings right now. I don't need a fucking pep talk. You don't need a pep talk. That's not me justifying. This is me being 100% fucking real with you guys. And for everybody else who comes along this fucking video, this is why you protect your energy. This is why you have certain expectations and fucking standards. It's not for protection mode. It's not because of past trauma. It's because you really can't mesh with somebody else unless you're at the same frequency. That's why we have best friends. That's why we love opposites or same sex when it comes to best friends. Like, because our frequencies match and we can pick each other up. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. We're not meshing our frequencies through intimacy and DNA and shit like that. So we're able to keep that balance. When it comes to somebody you're intimate with, it really does play a different role. But you can have that same exact person. That's why everyone's like, your person really is supposed to be your best friend. And people think that's unrealistic. It's not. That's the way it is when you actually are vibrating on the same level with somebody. It's just like anybody else. It's just like a best friend. That's why people, it's like, it's so hard to find a best friend. That's why people have best friends. You don't need a man, you have a best friend. You can do this with that with that. Yeah, but you also, want that companion, a travel buddy. You know what I mean? Because it's a different type of intimacy. So when you have energy that's like all of a sudden the King of Cups for weeks and they listen to you and then they have that. And then 2 months later, you got the King of Wands or you got the Page of Wands. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, no, you're not playing your game good. What you're being is a fucking idiot. You're being insensitive and unfucking compassionate is what you're being. I want loyalty. That is not a lot to ask. You're loyal to your friends, right? You're loyal to this. Like, I'm the opposite section. You're putting your dick inside of me. So all of a sudden, like, it's a different type of fucking loyalty. Like, why is that even a thing? How did that even be a thing? Why are we comparing loyalty? Loyalty is fucking loyalty. Society is fucked. And you wonder why us women have fucking vibrators and suckers and you like seriously. You wonder why we keep shit from you. Be a better man. Be a better woman. Just because it didn't work out with the person before, it doesn't mean feel guilty for fucking moving on and being a better person. That's karma. It's also karma attached that for you to get out of that situation and stop worrying about what other people feel like. It's nice that you take other people into consideration. But for you to stop your life and stop certain feelings and push back because of how other people might feel, you don't want to be with that person, guys. Until that clicks with that person, you are going to get nowhere. These are the red flags that are important. And it's a nice attribute of somebody too, right? It is. People don't look at that as a red flag like that, though. That's a red flag. The minute you notice that, they're putting somebody else's feelings into consideration before their own, That's a massive red flag. And some people would just look at it like, all right, heart of gold, that's nice, this and that. But after so much time, you continue to do the same thing. It's like a puppy in the midst of training. You're going to continue to let them do it. Everyone's like, I've come across people like, Court, you're so complicated. You made things so complicated or this and that. And it's like, no. You want to know what's really upsetting? That you don't know who I am because you never gave me a chance. Want to know why? Because you didn't allow yourself to flow. You didn't allow yourself to feel. You didn't allow us to even have a fucking shot. So you really don't know who I am. You got the educational court. You got the mothering court. You got you really have no fucking clue who Courtney is. You know certain sides of court. You fell in love with court, but the minute you pushed away court. So when everything was happy and good and we were flowing and we were feeling feelings instead of talking about feelings, that was Courtney. But then it's taken just like that. The minute a man or a woman pushes away and we know and we feel it, it's gone, it's taken. How many things do you want to take from me? How many times are you going to allow somebody to take from you? Because the minute a man comes into your life and pushes away, you want to justify it through, oh, trauma or this, or I understand, I've been through that. No. That person right then and there has taken something from you. Get out of it. Get out of it. There's no need to negotiate what's going on. There's no need to negotiate why you're leaving. There's no need to have a fucking conversation. When that person is aware that they're putting their own guard up while you're taking yours down, get out. Because the majority of people, when they feel trust and they feel love and they feel that and it's reciprocated, they back up instantly. Get out. These are all things you need to realize before people even actually bring up the red flags. These are the things beforehand. When your gut talks to you, the minute you get a feeling and you question a feeling, there's nothing wrong with you. That's your first red flag. It's not the ones that trickle afterwards. Oh, you want to be with somebody like that? Oh, you want to do that? Why the fuck are you listening to somebody like that? Did you forget to tell them that's who you fell in love with? Because are they getting the side of you telling them how you feel about me? Or are you just getting the side of this is what she does for a living and this is how many kids she has and this is her past? Fuck you, asshole. Are you writing a book? Fuck you for putting me out there like that and then having other people give you a fucking opinion on me. Who the fuck are you? You wonder why I want to punch you in the fucking face. And this is common things that people do on a daily basis without even realizing how fucking disrespectful it is for the other person. But yet, you're in love with me. You're having a conversation with your buddy about me or whomever. And you're okay with them bashing me? Are you getting a good laugh? Where's the common sense here? And this is something that happens in every single scenario when two people come together, unless somebody has enough common sense not to talk about it. These are red flags, guys. The minute someone's talking about you with their friend, but you're not getting far with this person, those are your red flags, honey. It's not this person didn't get back to me. It's not this person. No. Think about that for a second. Well, this is what she does now. I'm putting myself in this scenario. Think about this. This is what she does now. She's got 4 kids. She's divorced. This is what she does for a living. Here's a little bit about her past. Are you writing an autobiography on me? Because right then, right there, somebody already crossed the line. Getting somebody else's opinion about something else. That's crossing the line, dude. You're basically giving somebody the right to judge me right off the bat without even fucking meeting me. You're already putting me in a position to be judged. Why? I don't even understand. I don't understand that this is what people do. Why? Oh, dude, for real? Yeah, but the pussy is good. Why? I don't understand, guys. Why are you discriminating women like that? And women, why are you discriminating men like that too? But it really is the other way around for a majority of it. But that's discrimination. Like, why are you doing that to us? What did we do to you? You want to bring in our past? Oh, okay, I'm a mom of 4. This is what I do for work. What? Because you think it's foolish or this and that? Like, it's like discriminating. It's so disrespectful. It's so painful. And you don't realize that you're the one causing this. You're instantly doing that by telling your friend, and then you tell her, oh, but the pussy is good. Never mind the discrimination with the pussy part. Who fucking cares? But that's like a whole nother conversation. It's like, why are you even having that type of conversation with somebody else? Because it's that type of, it's so natural because that's what they've always done from early on regarding, certain situations. So it's not the red flags that everybody's thinking of. It's stuff like this. The minute a man goes and does that, they're already discriminating you. They're already discriminating you. And then they wonder why they're confused 6 months down the road. Oh, well, how's Courtney? How's she doing? Do you really fucking care? Why are you already doing that to women? Who cares I have 4 kids? Who cares I'm on YouTube? Who cares I'm divorced? So you're already judging me in multiple fucking ways. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, well, my friends, when I'm like, oh, I met somebody and oh, what's his name? What's he do? This and that. It's not me giving you the fucking lowdown and acting like you're not really cool with it, but the dick's good. But this is what men do. Like, it's cool. You don't catch us doing that. Oh, like that's like instantly like I just think about that for a second, guys. That's very eye-opening. Oh, 4 kids, dude. Public, dude. Divorced. Oh man, shun her. But the pussy's, dude. I get it. The pussy's good. I get it. I get it. I get it. You've already have ruined the relationship before you've even stepped into it. If somebody says, why are you with this person? It's going to instantly make me question, why are you my friend? That's where my brain will go. You're not a priest. I'm not sitting down. I'm not about to get married. You're not my lover. What, because your friend doesn't like him? Why are you with this person? No, because I'm going to turn around and instantly ask myself, why am I friends with you? You're literally ruining something before something even starts. I know people just don't fucking get it, guys. More majority of men, but it's women do the same fucking shit. Women can be just as, you know, naive, but we're not really that naive, guys. Us women are pretty fucking smart. We go after what we want. We get certain shit done, especially the real smart ones, you know? So, it just makes me wonder, like, okay, so we really don't have a shot. So instead of going your friends, how about you sit back and, first of all, if you already have an issue, I have 4 kids. You already have an issue, I'm on YouTube. You already have an issue, I'm divorced. You already have an issue, I have this, this, and that because I came in and I was honest with like certain stuff. Like, you already have that issue. Why the fuck did you put your dick inside of me? You weren't man enough right then to hold back. You were that fucking horny? Or did you just think, all right, let me get off and then I'll consider it? Like, I just, like, where's the fucking common sense? Where is the fucking common sense in this fucking scenario, guys? We want to talk about immaturity and lack and, common sense comes first. And it's already being lacked. So when they say men think with their dick like a different head, they do. And then when you meet a man, it was really not like that. No, it is like that. Because you already had certain issues or you already had things that you knew were bothering you in the back of your mind, but you still continued to make love to me, or you still continue to fuck me, you still continue to entertain it. Why? Because of your own lack and because of your own fucking needs. Well, you needy fuck, because you were fucking needy, it was okay for you to hurt me? Fuck you. You want to know what it feels like to be called out? Here you go. You want to watch my channel manipulate things? This is how this is going to work. Oh, you don't want your story in the public eye? Man the fuck up. Oh, you want to tell me I'm not this and I'm not that? Why? Because you can't get emotionally vulnerable? God forbid you told a woman that she was right? So you're a womanizer. I mean, we can keep going. You're not a bad person, but you're certainly a fucking idiot for following fucking society and false fucking stats. How many fucking false stats you want? Like, see what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking mind blowing, guys. And I'm not even sitting here fucking hurting. This is like payback or revenge. Like, no, this is fucking reality, guys. This is real fucking life. Oh, and then you got that one person, right, where I tell them fucking stories about like certain stuff. Like, dear fucking diary, here's dear diary today, like using, certain stories, because we can all readers can mesh certain stuff, right? It's just not the exact story that we tell or certain stuff. And because I can always find my story with something like you can't even imagine sometimes, right? But and it might not be the same exact way, but it's still personal and intimate. It doesn't even matter. But like the one time, like I really got real with somebody and was like, well, this is where I'm at. And this was like with the whole YouTube when I had to take a break from you guys because I couldn't figure this out. And I was like, oh man, yeah, the last few people, like it dated this and that, like they took advantage and they were watching and, manipulated the energy and this and that. And this is the first time I ever shared something like so personal and why like I was taking a step back from YouTube and then, stories being on the board and I'm just figuring this all out myself. And instead of like picking me up and encouraging me, it went in a whole nother fucking route, and then that person turned around and did the same thing the other person did. Oh, you're not psychic, or you don't know what you're doing, or like And it's like that energy knows exactly that I am. They're just not brave enough to admit it because they don't want somebody in their life that can read them or kind of know what's going on, because that makes them vulnerable. So they do what, people do and they take advantage of a situation. But do you not realize the damage and the hurt that that causes on my end after I was so intimate and personal with you regarding certain stuff? And then you want to sit and do that. So so you're going to keep betraying me. When does it stop? And again, this is not Courtney, I deserve better. I fucking know I deserve better. This is not me justifying. This is real life. These are real life fucking scenarios that everybody has found themselves in, or you will find yourself in. Who does that? It's fucking low and it's cruel. So they're worried about getting hurt, but in the meantime, they're hurting you. And they don't care. You want to know why? Because they don't acknowledge it. Because they knew if they acknowledge it, they would care. But they're not trying to care. No one's trying to be vulnerable. Like it's like as if it's like a societal rule. Like, got to be the man of the house. Got to be the breadwinner. You got to be this. Or you got to be that. Or you got to be stronger. Like I just don't even understand where that comes from. It's just it's not even really like cowardly and this and that. I mean, yeah, those are all the words to it, but it's like it needs to fucking change. That's the point of these stories and education and why certain things are so important. It's not, oh my God, that person's a bad person. And no, I'm not going to be like, okay, well, that person doesn't deserve to be called out either because of the Matrix. I'm not going to make excuses either. This is just how shit fucking works when you're dealing with somebody in the Matrix. So you are going to experience this if you decide not to take yourself out of it. Yeah, I don't need I'm sorry or that dude's not. You know what? I don't even think the dude's dumb. I think he's fucking smart and he played dumb. See what I'm saying? This is why I didn't need words of encouragement. I'm not hurt like that, guys. I'm explaining real life fucking scenarios for you right now. This isn't a pep talk. I don't need a crown on my fucking head. This is not what this is. He's not a fucking idiot. He's a smart fucking man. He played dumb. This is what relationships are right now. So don't sit back when we look at the weekly read and be like, oh, yeah. You need to know the reality of your situation. This is why you don't share stuff with certain people. This is why it's so important when you meet somebody, you have that type of intimacy, you have that trust, you have that loyalty. That's not asking too much. If somebody thinks you're asking too much, move the fuck on. Because this doesn't need to be discussed with friends or family. All these little things that I'm talking about. Get what I'm saying? This is something that needs to be discussed between you and the other person. And if you or the other person is not discussing it, just get out. Just get out. This is why I'm so careful with certain reads like that. And that's why I was very realistic about certain energy on the board. This isn't pretty. I don't need you to fix my crown. I don't need you to shit on that person. We've all done shit like that. We've all taken things to our own fucking advantage. But obviously, when you get to a certain point, it's like, I mean, come on now, right? But again, I don't need a friend telling me you deserve better. Like, I already know what self-worth is. I have morals. I have fucking value. I'm telling you guys because this is what this is these days. I need you to pinpoint this shit before what society thinks a red flag is. Because your gut talks to you before a fucking red flag comes into play. Get the fuck out. Don't settle. You want this life? You want to be somebody's teacher? Or you want to be somebody's lover? I'm pretty sure I just want a new fucking best friend to do fun shit with. I didn't know I had to feed you. Oh, you don't think we've been hurt? Is your hurt more than my hurt? I mean, I don't, where are we? Oh, because you got hurt later in life and I got hurt 4 years before you did? So you got more to lose? I have zero interest in another man coming into my life and me needing to point out conditioning. Zero fucking interest. I will name my fucking dildo. I got zero fucking interest. I will invest in all sorts of fucking dildos, and I won't be naming them Peter, Jack, and fucking Sam. It's gonna be fucking Zorro and Antonio, and you fucking name it. I don't need that shit. Don't come in my life and break me. Do you think you come into people's life to break them down? No, you come into people's life to lift them the fuck up. You don't come into people's lives to break them down. I don't need you to break me down. I don't need you to teach me shit. Never again will I ever be with somebody where I need to fucking break conditioning. Never. I have patience. I'll point some shit out. But when I know when something clicks in this conditioning more than the Matrix, I'm fucking out. You want to play the Matrix role, but you're highly aware on how life works, I'll support you on that too, because you have to play the Matrix role sometimes to get by, especially with work. But if you can't separate work and love and be a different person, I ain't got no time for you. Because that's taken away from me and other people. So yeah, no, the person that I was with is not dumb. Smart as fuck. Just dumb about what they're doing. You know, not a bad person. I could still end up with that person, guys. If all that person has to do is decide to match my frequency and to put effort in. I got your back. I'm not going to let our past or other people's past stop my present moment or my future. I know how to put shit fucking behind me. But I'm not going to sit and wait for you to figure that out. Because that's going to take work. You will be breaking down my fucking walls. But you know what? It probably won't take much. If you come in and you're really fucking authentic, it's not going to take as much. It's not going to take much. But here's the thing. People already think it's going to take a while. Want to know why? Because they're still stuck in fucking fairyland. They're still conditioned. No, it took so long in this one. No, actually, when you honor yourself, you don't run into all those fucking obstacles, guys. So yes, I have no problem with the past. That's why I say I'm an advocate for the past. I've already worked on certain stuff for 3 years if he's my person. If not, it's the same type of situation. Someone before him, I already worked on certain stuff. They're highly aware of what our own needs are. Okay, show me. Are you a different person? It's been a couple years. All right, show me. You don't need to prove it. There's already a connection. All right, let's just start flowing and see what happens. Why would you not when you know you have a connection with somebody? The only reason why you wouldn't is because of your own apprehensiveness or your own shit that you haven't gotten past because you didn't do your own fucking shadow work, ladies and gents. This isn't just men. This is on you too. Because if you've done your shadow work and you did certain shit and you know that connection's there, and if it's flowing and you can step back into something like that, and you both got to the point where life is different and you're willing to match each other's vibration, why would you turn your back on that? You think you're better off saying, oh, you fucked me over once, fuck that, I'm not doing that. You fall right back into the same category as fucking men do. You get through your shit, you push through your fucking shadow work and your dark night of the soul. And life is different. There's certain people with certain things why you wouldn't, right? But you should never be in a spot where you'd be like, I would never meet up with that person. That person honestly wanted to apologize. You should already be in a spot and be like, all right, you obviously had a connection at one point. So if you can't be that person, you didn't get past certain shit. Let's be realistic. Do I want to sit down and have a conversation with? No. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't hear you out if somebody wants to come in or apologize or catch up. I mean, if you know it really didn't match, it really depends on your scenario. I'm talking about the ones where you know and you got really hurt and you say, fuck him, he'll never have another fucking chance, this and that. That's what I'm talking about. If you still have that mindset, like I have that mindset as if like, nope, I love him, we work through shit, it's just not a thing. Like we're both on that level, it's not a thing. That's different. Okay. I'm not saying everybody you got to go back to, but to get on the same level of where you guys at is nice and kosher so everybody can move forward, right? It doesn't mean you have to fucking hook up, guys. But if you're on the whole level, like, oh, fuck that, I won't do that, but you haven't done certain work on your end. So you're in the same boat the fucking guy's in. Because you shouldn't ever come across that scenario where you had a beautiful connection with somebody, but yet you want to still bash them, but you're not willing to talk or meet up with that person. Then that's because you're still bitter or you're hurt. It's the same thing. I'll put you ladies in the same situation I just put my men. Because it works both ways. So yeah, leopards do change their spots. Want to know why? Because they choose to. They choose to have surgery to have those spots removed or certain stuff. Get what I'm saying? They choose to because of what's best for them. So if you want to get into that whole thing too, and what your fathers told you, or your mothers told you, or what your grandmothers told, like, then that's on you. That's the same category as conditioning. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you had a beautiful fucking connection with somebody, and somebody wanted to meet up and fucking talk no matter how much time went past, if you're still saying, fuck that motherfucker, you didn't do what you needed to do on your end. I'll put you guys in the same fucking boat. Because I want you guys to succeed. You can't just be like, oh, she's so right. And yes, I'm here in self-respect. You have to still do the work. Like, I want to recognize if somebody still hurt me and I'm in that situation, I want to know why that still hurts. I want to work through that because I don't want to bring that forward. I don't ever want to be in a situation in my life where I bump into somebody and I have to fucking avoid them or something like that. Like, yeah, turn around, like, no big deal. If I bump into them, it's whatever. Right? But then it's like, oh my God, I didn't tell him about that one. And then I'll have to explain. Well, if it's no big deal and you weren't still hurt and holding feelings, you would have been like, hey, Joe, this is Peter. And then you explain it later on that night to the person you're with. Do you get what I'm saying to you guys? Get to that fucking point. So you can enjoy life. You can enjoy in partnership. Yeah, I called a lot of the fucking man out here. And I know my women are strong, but we have our weak points still. I want you to acknowledge that. We're not weak if we want dick, we're gonna go get it. We want to be fed. We're not fucking stupid. We're not the blonde and wakes up the next fucking morning. We're not that person. You want to be that person, then go be that person with fucking somebody. Okay? You're not that person on this fucking channel. You go after what the fuck you want because you deserve it, or you just want it. Okay? You want dick? Go fucking get it. Don't make fucking excuses to fucking get it. Fucking get it. But if you can sit back right now and say you would never fucking meet with somebody again, ask yourself why. Because there's really no reason for that. Yeah, they hurt you. Okay? But if they were to come back years later, you're going to hold that against them? Where's your fucking growth? Doesn't mean you guys have to go down the same fucking path. That's not why you're coming back together for a conversation. You're coming back together to either be friends or to lift each other up. Not to bring each other fucking down. Do you understand what I'm saying? Try to work through it. You don't have to hit this person up and be like, why to go down that way? The answer is within you. The answer's already within you. Find the answer, find closure. You don't need another person to give you closure. Sometimes I wonder where spirit's at, so I'll go back in and be like, all right, I'll give this person another chance to be a fucking idiot, or he's actually gonna fucking man up. That's not me getting closure per se. That's me just where you at. That's not me putting myself in another fucking vulnerable situation and thinking, oh yeah, he must have changed. It's been 2 months. No, his dick's still curved the same fucking way, ladies. So if you can't give your past the benefit of a fucking doubt years later, then you haven't done your work either. It's a new perspective, isn't it, ladies? New perspective. You should never feel tied down in a relationship, ever. You should feel like you're two very much individuals. You should never have to question why somebody's, taking so long to hit you up or what's going on in their mind. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You have to take all those past experiences and bad experiences and let them go, and don't bring them into something else. Don't bring them into something new. And if you realize after a rekindling that not much has changed, but some things have changed, but you're not getting the honest truth and it's kind of between the lines, you got to get out of that too, guys. You just do. It's all right to get upset with yourself or mad at yourself, all right? But you should already be at the point where you're like, oh, well, okay. Moving on. Doesn't mean I won't have a conversation with you 4 years later or 4 months later, like, hi, I already know where I'm at. So you're not going to mess with my energy. That's where we really got to get. When you know somebody messes with your energy, and once you realize how precious your energy is, eventually, there's been times I wanted to block it, and then I realized I'm going to test myself, not this other person. I'm going to test myself and leave that door open, because there's a lesson for me here too. Not to engage, not to feed that type of energy. Where's this person at? So I'm not testing that other individual. I'm not testing spirit. I'm testing myself to see what I've learned and how far I've come. Okay? I can close the door and still not block your number. Why? Because we had a beautiful connection. I don't need to shun you or shit on you. But, if it's weeks after, don't do this or don't do that, well, first of all, shame on me for entertaining it. But if I have to continuously say it and somebody can't get real, then eventually, yeah, I'm probably going to block you. Because at that point, you're just a nuisance. You're not really bothering my energy because I've already taken the time to test myself. And that comes in time. So that's new words of wisdom that I had to go through that I'm now passing down to you guys. You test yourself, not them. And you block when it becomes a nuisance. You don't block because you're aggravated or you can't handle it. No, that's dismissing something. That's the same exact attitude as, I'm never going to meet up with that person again. And I just learned that whole thing recently with the whole, the whole energy thing and how precious it is. I already had self-respect and morals and values, guys. I had to learn how to work with the energy. And every scenario will play out differently. You just figure out what's best for you because ultimately we've come so far. But along the way, we know energy is so precious, but we need to know why it's so precious. And not just because common sense and experiences. It's things like that. And it's not even like a humbling thing. It's not like that. It's pushing through what you need to push through at the same time. It's not about testing the other energy, guys. There's a big difference there. There's a big difference between somebody pissing you off and somebody that's a nuisance too, right? If you know you came in for certain reasons and you're not extending your energy and the person's a good person, it doesn't mean sit back and, okay, all right, we'll try the friend thing. No, it's not like that. It's like a mental maze in your head that you have to figure out. Not what's best for both of you or it's what's best for you. But there's little hidden factors like that you need to figure out. Guess what, guys? Oh, somebody's ex is blocking somebody's true soulmate. Oh, fuck her. You know what? I've been there and done that too. But I'm not even fucking mad at the bitch anymore. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at myself for knowing better. Stuff like that, guys. You know? It's more like I feel bad for this energy at this point that you haven't figured that out. Or you figured it out, but you still want to play dumb when it comes to me. Either way, it's being manipulated, right? Either way, I'm not getting what I need out of something. So I'm not going to continuously sit here and tell him she's a fucking asshole and he's a fucking asshole, because at the end of the day, he's the asshole. She's just a pain in his ass. Your input's only, it's just, you guys know what I'm talking about. Shame on him for not putting you first. I don't give a fuck that they were in love. I don't give a fuck that you were just in a relationship. I don't give a fuck. You are not together. If you're going to put her feelings before mine, I'm out. She can still fuck off, and he can still fuck off, but shame on him. Now, if you guys are in a relationship and she's just being an asshole, then you know what? If he's doing what he needs to do on his end and you have to get involved, then that's a little bit of a different story. But we're not in that predicament. Okay? We're in the predicament of somebody, that wants what's best for everybody, and but that doesn't cut it, because ultimately what's best is what's doing what's best for them, and they're not doing that. Right? And if they, if that's part of their karma, if they need to get played by the other energy and wake up a little late to the game, then so be it. Sometimes they have to lose everybody, like that song the other day. I had to lose you to love me, or like I had to hate you to love me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's still a fucking douchebag. She's still a bitch, and I fucking hope her karma fucking gives her a nice swift kick in her coochie. Right? But ultimately, Max is on cardboard. Ultimately, it's on him. Get out. I mean, it does feel good to tell him to fuck off and that, the ex is a fucking douchebag. But leave it at that and move on. Because ultimately, it's his fault. At that point, it's not your fault, and it's not even her fault. It's his fault. If he's going to allow her to block, or he's going to be naive enough to think that she wouldn't do that, that's not your fault. It's not her fault. That's his fault. Because there's a lesson there for that person. So just get out. Get what I'm saying? Get out. Been there, done that. You know better. Just get out. Work on things that you need to work on or whatnot. And when that person is man enough and vulnerable enough to tell you what's really going down and have your support and your help, because that's not easy. But when that person's ready to get honest with you, then you can be that person for that person. But that person is not even close to getting there with you, that type of honesty. Because then they have to admit all their wrongs and then that you were right. And hey, but you know what? That's not even something we would throw back in their face years down the road. That's what I'm saying. When people are truly genuine and authentic, you're not going to get repercussions, and you're not going to get all the hearsay shit that people think you get. But you can't stick around until that person fucking figures it out, guys. So I believe, universally, a lot of people are going to be coming together from the past again, rekindling people you had really beautiful connections with and it just ended horribly and karmically. But they want those people to learn. They want those people back together. You want to know why? Because you both learned things in life, and forgiveness is key. And they need energy like that to raise the vibration. So I think a lot of people from the past, even 20 years down the road, could be coming back, blasphemy of past. You think you're never going to have love, and you're a spinster, and next thing you know, you meet the love of your life and get married. And you already know each other, so it's so easy to fall back into that, right? You think you had a beautiful connection for just to purposely fall apart? No. You guys were young, or you were old and you didn't learn a lesson, or they didn't learn a lesson. They want those high vibing vibrational people together. So believe me when I say the past is going to come back into play this time around, and it's because of global ascension. It's not even because you deserve it. You do deserve it, but the number one reason is because of global ascension, because the higher the vibration is of that human being only helps the planets. And that's why we're here in the first place. To help the galaxy, to help the universe. That's why we're here. That was the intention, that was the reasoning behind why we are on Earth. All the icky energy that got stuck in here was not supposed to go that way. It was a temporary close. Now it's been, 26,000 years. So they're going to take those high vibing connections where it could have been a catalyst, or you'd be like, oh, you fucking kidding me? Nope. They're going to want you guys back together. Because before you caught feelings and before lies came to the surface, it was sensational. And you can't deny that. And yes, ultimately, you do deserve that. Right? So it's benefiting the universe and it's benefiting you. So why complain? Get to where you need to get so both of you can enjoy life. It doesn't matter that they fucked you over or they hurt you and stabbed you in your back 4 years ago. How do you know in 4 years they haven't been on a spiritual journey? How do you know they haven't already done their work and they're already on the wave? How do you know? Because I honestly feel like I need to prepare you for this. Why would you not want to have that connection and feel that way with somebody again? When it's so carefree and best friend-like. The only thing that's going to stop it is your own fear or conditioning. That's it. Those are any things that are going to stop you. So do your work and do theirs. Because what if they actually do their work, but you're still in the whole phase of, I'm never going to meet up with that motherfucker? How do you know you're not missing out on a romance of a fucking lifetime? People do grow. People do choose to change. You're going to listen to other people? You're going to listen to, I've seen it through the grapevine, I heard it through the grapevine? You're going to take their fucking word? Oh, so you're going to join society? Or if this person's going to talk, are you actually going to take the time and talk to them? Because that could be the love of your fucking life. Because at one time, you probably thought that was the love of your life. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? So I need you to acknowledge that. Yeah, they hurt you. But it really comes down to, why are you still holding on to that hurt? It didn't originate from that person. Oh, because you're going to label him? He was the first one that did it? And then everybody that came along was the same way? Guess what? Everybody came along that was the same way because you didn't learn the fucking first time to do what you needed to do. So you didn't let it happen this fucking second time. Be ready for your past, guys. I honestly, truly feel like I am prepping you guys for your past to come back around. To know what forgiveness feels like. Because when you truly forgive, it is a beautiful feeling. And your vibration is on fucking fleek. And I don't use that word. All right? But that's what the universe needs. So ultimately, the universe and you are ultimately getting what we both deserve. Do that for yourself, please. Now, I'm not talking about the bad ones that wanted to fucking push you around and shit like that. I'm not going there, guys. I'm just talking about the ones where it's just like there was immaturity, things got in the way. I'm talking about that type of connection. I'm not talking about, the other ones. I'm not talking about the ones that, kicked an animal. You can rot in hell. Unless you own a fucking dog sanctuary and this and that, and you learn from that one experience, you can fucking rot in hell for all I care, you know? So that's the stuff that's the stuff I'm talking about. And I've always been a big advocate on that. So it makes sense that spirit would put me in that situation. Okay, it's not me being weak. It's not me telling you I don't need to hear the crown. This and that. It's not fucking about that. It's about your own fucking mentality. Your own fucking mentality. Why would you not want that innocent, pure, high-vibing connection back? Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you that bitter? Why? Because your friends will pass judgment? Because your family knows he was a dick to you? Why? You're going to pass that judgment 20 years later? Fucking shame on you. Mentality, guys. Perspective. That's all it fucking takes. And I'm telling you, I've known for years. And it wasn't just like me slowly working this in. It's all coming together. Just, guys, it makes sense, right? My whole life I've been an advocate for the past. I never understood why people would be like, why are you talking shit? It was my relationship. I did something wrong and they did something wrong. That was always my whole life so obvious to me. I never understood that. Like when someone says you deserve better, to me it's like deserving. You think I don't care if you're my best friend, you think I'm that fucking weak? I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? It's your mentality. It's where you're at. Doesn't matter what other fucking people are at. The only time that matters is if you're interacting with that energy. Because the huge connections, guys, the big connections, they're coming back around. And it's not, oh, you're fucking stupid. It was childhood fucking sweetheart. Fuck everybody who wants to think that. Because at the end of the night, are you making love to that person? They might be loyal to you at the end of the night if it's like one of your best friends. But do they have the best for you when they're saying that? They have their own blockage. When your best friend is saying that to you, that's because they didn't move past their own blockage, their own hurt. So it's hard for me to even have normal friends, guys. But I love them. And there's some things I do need to accept because they're not going to step out of the matrix like that. But if they can find contentment living in it, then I'm good maintaining a friendship. Does that make sense? So spirit is not going to let somebody come into my life half ready. They won't put me in that situation. There's men out there that want exactly what I want and is ready to just experience life and enjoy themselves because they've done the work to get there, guys. That's why. They don't want you waiting around for somebody to get there because then you're not learning. That's why I said months ago, does it make you feel better that people use temporary breakups? It might, and I'm not judging, but if you have to be pretty fucking aware of a lot of shit if that could truly work for you. Because me knowing that somebody might be my person, or me knowing that spirit's telling me this is definitely your person, that's not me even being on board with spirit at this moment. And they're okay with that. I think them telling me things like that is because not that I need to learn patience. It's not about that. It's all this stuff that I need to learn in between because I'm teaching them how to love me. I'm teaching them how to have a solid, loving fucking relationship that doesn't ever need to be questioned because you hurt me in the past. Because that's what everybody on the outside is going to see. So they're going to look at you as weak, but they don't understand. A year from now, they're going to be like, wow, wow. How did they do that? This is how they did that. Because they chose themselves. They chose to have open communication. They chose to sit in that fear and express it. But on top of sitting in that fear and expressing it, you have to act on it. You have to push through it. Can't just express it. We already know that fear exists. You've already projected that. We know it exists. Let's push through it. It's not naive to move in with each other suddenly. It's not naive to get married suddenly. It's not. That's actually pushing through all that conditioning that you know is just going to block you. It's not the easy way out. It's because deep down you can rely on each other and you don't want to lose that. When you find something pure and true and authentic, you do not want to lose that. You do not play games with that type of energy. You will be losing a very important connection with somebody in this lifetime that you are here to experience. Please don't take that from yourself ever. Because, somebody's Muslim, but you're Vietnamese. Like, just please don't take that from yourself. If you two of you need to move to another country and you keep in contact through letters or this and that, and you really sat down and explained your side and people just really can't understand and comprehend, they will eventually. So if you need to move countries, you two go ahead and do that. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you guys are there to support each other, to get each other through the sad times when, other people can't comprehend what the two of you are experiencing. But guess what? You have that person to get you through that. You have that person to take you out of that funk. That's your person. Three years of me dating somebody. Imagine just me moving in, and I've been telling my kids I've only been dating 3 years, and oh yeah, well, we're all moving in, we're doing this. Yeah. A lot of explaining, but ultimately, if I know I'm doing the best thing for me, my kids are going to benefit from that, and my family will adjust. And they're going to benefit that the minute everything comes together. It is not going to take as much time as people think. That time that people are putting in their head is based off past experiences that people have gone through. When you and somebody can commit to each other and have that trust and loyalty and vulnerability like no other, and you're really true to each other, true to yourself, and then true to each other, you really can't go wrong, guys. You really fucking can't. So why are you going to hold back? The only reason you'd hold back is because of what other people think. The children will adjust. I'm not saying that's what's happening with me, but they will adjust. If I got to drive you back and forth, I will. Kaden, you want to homeschool for another 2 years because you don't want to go from another school to school, and this, I understand. We're going to do what's best for you right now, because ultimately, me making this move, whether it's in with a man or on my own in another state, ultimately is the best decision for me. So I know it's going to be the best decision for my babies. That's not being unrealistic, guys. I'm not saying this scenario here like that is going to play out like that. But for some people, yeah, you don't know. Because when you actually, when that clicks, you really do become a different person. It's not something you can really go in and out of. Because that's like the whole hermit mood. When you get to the top of the mountain or that's that enlightenment, you don't step out of enlightenment. Get what I'm saying? So why would you fear anything moving forward? If you know that energy is right and you're both on the same page, guys, this is not sitting back and explaining this is why I feel this way. This is where when you both reached a certain type of enlightenment. What if that happens and you skirt through in weeks? And a month from now, I go and elope. Or I go, realistically, my brain probably like, but I'm just being honest. This shit happens. And when somebody reaches enlightenment, it's going to take time. But if you're vibing, guys, I'm telling you, it's a feeling and it happens. And there's one thing, there's a foolish this way and there's a foolish that way. If you've learned your lessons and you're on the same page and they're learning and this and that, like that part's not foolish. What's foolish is listening to other people. Now, if you haven't learned certain lessons and you go and do that, or that person hasn't learned certain lessons and you go and do that, then yeah, you're fucking foolish. But when you reach a certain point of enlightenment, which is why we're here, this is why you're watching this channel, this is why you should be watching this channel, is for enlightenment, right? It's not, oh, you're a better person because you don't judge. No, you still need to judge situations. I still judge situations. I'm not going by the fucking verses in the fucking Bible. Fuck that. My ass is gonna fucking judge. Yeah, I'm gonna make a fucking judgment call. You out of your fucking mind? I'm not fucking naive. I'm not gonna be unrealistic about the way I go about something either, though. Others of you, you could end up with this person next week, and it could take years for you guys to even consider marriage or anything, right? But it can still be a lot of fun in between because you're at the same frequency, which is kind of like saying on the same page, but with a way bigger meaning. You don't know when two people reach that. So just know if somebody comes back around and you're like, oh, hell no, please don't do that. Please acknowledge. And it doesn't mean that person's the one. It could just be that's an extra vibrational energy coming into your life. You don't know if you need that. It could be the person after that. I'm just saying, like, if it happens, it's just giving you the little click for you to be like, okay, this is what Court was talking about. A little acknowledgement. Work on it. Don't sit and dwell. You know what I mean? We all know in order to move forward in life and certain stuff, like you have to move through certain stuff. Like some people, it's still like the biggest misconception is you need to heal before you get in another relationship. It doesn't always work like that, guys. That person makes you happy and you flow and you guys have each other's back. You stop listening to what other fucking people think, because the only reason why you think you need time to heal is because that's what you were taught. You don't find yourself that way. You don't heal that way. It's not time, guys. That's wasting your time. The way you heal is continuing to do what makes you happy and feel best. And if there's another person for that tag along, you don't let them go because they taught you that you need time. That's a huge misconception. When you come into somebody's life, that's the perfect time. What you do from there is where your stage of enlightenment is. And that's it. That's really what it boils down to. You want to take time and go by the biggest misconception, you could stay there for years before you realize you following what you should have followed 3 years ago was what was right. So I hope that clicks, because most people will be like, oh, it just took a little time. Most people won't even click and be like, oh, that's conditioning. But I'm here to point that stuff out to you guys. That's what that is. That is one of the biggest misconceptions that hurts spirit. Want to know it takes time? An actual physical death takes time. When somebody is in front of your fucking face and you want to use time as an excuse, you are wasting time. Please remember that. It takes time to grow. It takes time to mature. It takes time. People got to make mistakes. But when you want to use time and attach it to healing, that is the biggest misconception on this universe. That is the worst thing you can do for yourself. Get out of a divorce, do this or that happened. And, you get a spark of inspiration or someone's like, let's open a business, this and that, and it sounds great. But you step back because you're like, no, I need time. I just got out of this. I shouldn't start anything else. You are holding yourself back from experiencing life. Every time there's an ending like that, spirit always brings in an opportunity instantly. Instantly. If you think back at all the times there's always been endings, you always had a best friend to come in and pick you up. You always had a new beginning to follow, and you chose not to take it. I want you to think about that. It was always there. I swear I can cry. Think about that, guys. It was always there. People ask how I got through the divorce so easy. I chose to mourn. I didn't listen to what society thinks. You're so strong, you're so brave, it takes time. I didn't listen to any of that. I didn't need any of that. I was never programmed, so I didn't need any of that. I'm here today to tell you these stories. It's not pity, it's not strength, it's not, guys, even I can be the strongest woman in the fucking world. I still want somebody to hold my hand. So, let's give that a fucking rest, okay? It's not what it boils down to. Stop using time as an excuse when it comes to healing. That is the worst thing you can do for you and your family and other people involved. Only thing stopping you is because you're worried about how other people are what they're gonna say. Oh, you're such a jumper, you're such a bouncer, it's just a rebound. How do you know it's a fucking rebound? It's only a rebound if you're telling yourself the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. But you know what? Worked for me. It got me on the track of learning things quicker than to sit and fucking wallow. Doesn't matter how it's fucking done. It was done safely, but that's the way it was done for me. I don't got a fucking problem with that. There's no shame in that, guys. I wasn't stupid about it. I can't believe I did that. No. I was finding myself. There's no shame in that. Don't tell people how, if you got people in your life that are going to judge you about how you go about something, It should only be the person you're fucking. It shouldn't be anybody on the outside. I have every right to voice my fucking opinion when I'm being intimate with you. Chances are that doesn't really work, guys, because when somebody's ready, they're ready, right? But there's a reason you came into that person's life too, whether they end up with you or not, because they're going to be a better person once everything clicks for the next fucking person that comes into their life. So there's a reason for everything. So if you want to attach an excuse to a reason, shame on you. You're only hindering your own happiness. Want to know how you reach success? Happiness, not discipline, not steady, fast energy. It's not how you reach success. That helps you to get you there. But in between, you're missing some valuable life lessons, some fucking core lessons that people need to experience. You follow your happiness and success follows. It's like a magnet for success when you're in tune with the universe, when you're in tune with your soul. You want to sit back and have pity? You're not in tuned. The vibration can't pick up on your meridians. You can have everything you need on this planet by yourself or with another human being without material objects. But you putting other things aside to reach success because you think that's what's going to, bring you happiness and stability. You're wrong, because if you can't manage both of them at the same time, it's only bringing you one type of stability. So I wonder why people come back into my life at a time like this where I'm going to take off, right? Because I need to find the balance. You can't just do one thing at a time. I've already learned that. I figured that out. I just explained that to you. That's why it's so important to match somebody's frequency, not where they're at emotionally or mature like that. It's the frequency, because from there, you guys will grow together. I want a man that says, yes, I don't know your body. I want to know your body. I'm sorry I didn't get to know your body. All right, let's learn. I want to get to know yours. As soon as you hit that same frequency, that's when you feel unstoppable. That's when legends are born. It's that stuff, guys. You don't think I had lots of lessons in the last 3 years? I don't need fucking pity. Fucking kidding me? I could end up with that person and that could be the love of my fucking life. This is normal life. For those who are enlightened, would never shit on that fucking energy. You would never make an excuse either. But when you know where you're at in life and somebody else can match that, it doesn't matter what other people fucking think. It just doesn't. It should never, no matter what frequency you're on, matter. You want to marry a convent? Or this and that? Like, they did that, they did that. Yeah, 15 years ago. What the fuck? You're settling because you think you can't find anybody, this and that? No. That was that person's lesson and that person's lesson to what they needed to push through so they can live a happy fucking life together. Do you get what I'm saying? There's so many different fucking scenarios. Stop placing the scenarios so things stop making more sense for you, because I'm telling you, they're bringing soulmates back together, whether it's intimate or a best friend. We have to raise the vibration. So they're going to start that way. You're going to get a new best friend, a new soulmate, whether it's a dog, something like that, a child. It's going to be somebody from your past you're going to be intimate with again, or it's going to be somebody brand new but from a past life, so that connection is there. And it's not selfish of the universe, because ultimately you get what you deserve in the long run. It's very selfish of you not to pursue something because of what you were taught, or because of what somebody else thinks, or you want to protect somebody else's feelings. Then shame on you. And that is 100% not your person. Keep it moving. Because they are bringing people back together, and you fucking believe that. Now, if that other person, without this person going through, if that other person was to find somebody first, they wouldn't hesitate. The better person had to find their way out first. That's facts. And you don't need time to figure that out. You've already had the type of experience to figure that out. Why are you going to question it? You only question it because of people around you. All right, guys, I love you. I have a doctor's appointment soon. It's going to take me a little while in the shower. I've literally only taken, this will be my third shower since 11, 12 days. I didn't even know I wasn't even supposed to shower for like a full week. But, so it takes me a little while to bend and do things. And I'm really crampy with things that are going on. So, I really wanted to get to this, but sometimes, other things come into play and other things are more important to talk about. So I will be back at some point and we will do that, and I will fill you guys in. So take care of you guys. Take care of yourselves, and thanks for being honest with your stories, and thanks for the laughs. We had a good time. It was a really good show episode. I don't know why I call it that. I just kind of feel like, how do I even label it? I just feel like these are the videos that need to circulate, These are the videos where I feel like I got to put effort into it, and hashtag certain stuff, like top intimate relationship of 2022 discussions or something. These are the type of videos where I feel like I have to put effort into it, because these are the ones that I know Spirit would push or should push, or however it goes, but these are the ones that should circulate. these are the ones where it's like people should just hit the like button and without me being like, hey, hit the like and help me circulate this. Right? It's not like that. I got to get creative and, I got to put effort into it on my end as well, knowing how valuable this discussion was. That's balance, guys. And we're being put in a spot now with all these planets retro and certain stuff to find that balance. So I don't know, Spirit has it in my head like top discussion or something 2022 or whatever. I'm only 6 months in, but it's up to me to figure out like certain hashtags and it boils down to what feels right in my soul with certain stuff. And it's like I'm putting myself on the spot by even saying this to you guys because everyone's going to go back and be like, well, what did she actually hashtag this and this and that? And then it puts me in a spot where I'm like, oh man, I may get judged of this and that, or she thinks that. So see what I'm saying? It's like being challenged, but I'm being very open about it because these are the situations that we're consistently going to find ourselves in. And if we don't put ourselves in that situation and push through, we're not going to be able to fucking succeed. We're not going to be able to find that happiness we talk about. And we'll see you guys. These are prime examples of shit I've been talking about the last couple weeks with these readings. Little things like this that you think like don't matter. They fucking matter. This is what Spirit's talking about. This stuff. The stuff I'm brave enough to acknowledge. I'm brave enough to be judged upon. Be that person for yourself. Love you guys so much. Thanks for all the best wishes. And I will fill you in. Okay? I'll fill you in. Oh, we had some good laughs. The fucking shoehorn. We had some good fucking laughs, guys. Oh, yeah. I will see you guys shortly. I love you guys so much.